Welcome back to Movie Dumpster, Season 8, Episode 13. Today we're talking about The Unnamable from 1988 and The Unnamable II, The Statement of Randolph Carter from 1992, directed by Jean-Paul Ouellette. And we're going to tell you why you should check out these forgotten horror movies based on H.P. Lovecraft's lore. I'm Joel Escola.
And I'm Sean O'Rourke.
Welcome to The Dumpster. Cthulhu Fatagan, Sean.
Am I now officially cursed, or should I get out the handkerchief and try to imitate Bruce Campbell from Army of Darkness?
You could do that. You can also crack that Necronomicon open. We'll say a couple chants, and I think what I'm getting at is this is the last of our Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft episodes. The Summer of Lovecraft is almost closing now.
Okay. You know what I needed? I needed a naked woman who could translate.
Yes.
With long hair. That's what I actually needed.
I mean, she's got a cute little booty, too, just to throw it in there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she does. I noticed. Didn't miss that detail. Even rewound at least once. Well, just to make sure my eyes weren't deceiving me, Joe.
Well, we're going to finally raise Cthulhu at the end of this episode, so that's going to be great. And then it'll take over the world.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah.
Just like in that Ghostbusters episode that we covered over on Patreon in a mini-so where somebody tries to bring Cthulhu back, or Cthulhu? I'm not actually sure.
Cthulhu.
They say it multiple different ways, even in the Ghostbusters episode. But check that out if you want some more Summer of Lovecraft, because like Joe said, this is the last main line, and then we're back to the usual. We're diving back into the fucking dumpster after this for, believe it or not, episode 200.
Oh, yeah. And we're ringing in the 200th episode with the Month of Action.
Yeah, in conjunction with Charlie and Dustin and the gang over at Bring Me Back Your Horror and Action Movies and the B Action Podcast and like 20 other podcasts.
We got
artists. Serge is in there. Our buddy Serge.
We got Video Villas in there. The Flicks and Friends Podcast. Geeks with Beards. Doom Generation. Old Man Brad. Bucket of Chum. Dissect That Film. Good Beer, Bad Movie Night. The Baron's Hideout. And the Nerd Initiative, man. It's like a huge collaboration between all of these great podcasts. So We're very happy to be a part of it. And we're going to be covering Mutant Hunt for our 200th episode and for the Month of Action.
It's pretty badass that fucking lined up like that.
Pretty sweet.
Excited for that one. But first, get through our final H.P. Lovecraft double feature. We already kind of said it, obviously, like every episode. You know what I mean. The Unnamable and the Unnamable II. Two movies that I have never fucking seen or heard of until Joe said, hey, we got to do these ones.
These ones are, I think, less often talked about in the Lovecraft pantheon of films. So I'm very excited to tackle them today, especially two, because that was a staple for me growing up on USA. But we'll get to that.
All right.
But before we get into the indescribable horrors of H.P. Lovecraft, if you want some more Movie Dumpster content, you can head over to patreon.com/Movie Dumpster. You can get an ad-free audio version of the show for as little as $2 a month, and you can get some awesome, great stuff at the $5 and $10 tiers. You can get swag packs that come with each of those. We also do live watch-alongs with you guys. We do commentary tracks, minisodes, all kinds of good stuff like that. We also have sort of what we call Patreon Lite, and that's our YouTube subscriber program, our YouTube member program. So if you want to do that on YouTube, you can get some of the stuff that we offer, but not everything, especially not the physical goods. So yeah. Pick which one you want and help support your favorite show.
And if you're watching here on YouTube, please like the video and share it with your friends and subscribe if you're not already. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast app, leave us that 5 stars, a thumbs up, even a review if you got the time. Like I always say, even a sentence helps. Some words on, I was going to say on paper, but on your phone when you type the review. We really do appreciate it. It helps get the show out to more people, into more eyeballs, eardrums, and everything in between. And we're always talking about how we want to grow this dumpster community, get some more folks into the dumpster, suck those juices up, Joe, into your souls like we have. We really do appreciate all your support, letting other people know about it.
Yeah, man, we tell you all the time those reviews mean more than anything, more than you signing up for Patreon, more than you buying anything. Definitely hit that like and subscribe and leave that review for sure. But if you do want to buy something, you can head over to MovieDumpsterPodcast.com. We got a whole store there full of all kinds of goodies. It's the summertime. We got those fucking Movie Dumpster towels, man. You want to hit the beach, spread it out, lay with, I don't know, your babe, your dog, I don't know, maybe by yourself. Who knows?
Ted Danson, maybe. He's got his head poking out next to you.
There you go. But we also also have a calendar there, too, so you can find out what the Dumpster Boys are doing. On August 15th and 16th, we are going to be guests for the very first time at any convention, and that's going to be at the Sci-Fi Horror Fest in Vernon, New York. There's a bunch of great guests, including Bill Moseley, Caroline Williams, Tyler Main, William Forsythe, and Cecil Trachtenberg from Good Bad Flicks. So if you're in the New York area, definitely come hang out for that. But also, on the same weekend, our street team is going to be set up at Monster Mania in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. So if you're going to Monster Mania, we still will have a table there. We hope to see you in New York, and if we don't, we'll see you in New Jersey. So check it out at moviedumpsterpodcast.com. Okay, so the Unnamable and the Unnamable II.
Not to be confused with Cumdar on my t-shirt, who is also very unnameable. Still need to come back to that origin story one day, Joe. But if anyone was wondering, Joe's got the Sutter Kane rules, a throwback on.
There you go.
For those audio listeners that have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. And still got to put this in the store. Our friend Logan from the Video Villa podcast made this for us a while back. I know people keep asking, but...
It's Ultimate Warrior Cumdar.
Soon. Very soon.
You think he's fucking, Alda? Or Alyda?
Oh, maybe that's where it comes in. Maybe that's why they're both the Unnamable. They look at each other across the room. It's like that scene in Heavyweights, the dance scene, but the two of them. Alda's a little like, she's a little flush.
I like that. Alyda, excuse me. Yeah, Alyda's over there with her fucking fangs out and her ass hanging out.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
Exactly. Like, I need a piece of that. Give me those cloven hooves.
Oh, yeah. He's rock hard. He's gone full Redwood, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
And to be fair, the whole first movie is just the fucking creature. Yeah. Maybe it's mentioned once. The second movie, they do say it a few times. So I probably would have fucked it up. I will fuck it up. Don't feel bad.
They mentioned it. It's like the last thing at the end of the movie, at the end of the first one, yeah.
Sure, okay. Yeah. Probably when he's like reading his inscriptions, kind of like, what's his face in Necronomicon, the Lynch guy, Richard Lynch.
Richard Lynch, yeah.
Like, it was kind of like
he's
that.
Like, Alyda, who's that? Alyda Winthrop? I don't fucking know.
As he jumps over the fucking, into the ocean.
So yeah, just so some quick background on this. I don't have a whole lot on these. Ironically, there's not... The Unnamable has a lot of unmentioned things about it. So
believe it or not.
Yeah. So there is. So the Unnamable gets a Blu-ray release from Unearthed Films.
Okay.
Which we're going to be giving away soon. That'll be the last giveaway for the Summer of Lovecraft month. But that has a lot of interviews on it and stuff with the cast, and there's like a commentary track and stuff, which is really cool. So if you want to learn the minutia of what was going on, kind of, you can check those out.
The BTS.
Yeah, the BTS stuff. So, but we're gonna break it down a little bit less because we're trying to cram two movies together into this. So we're gonna just give you the bullet points,
sure,
more or less. So yeah, the director Jean-Paul Ouellette. Yeah.
Well, it's just fucking omelet.
No.
No. That's what I was calling.
Well,
it's
like OU, so it's like oui, so you got to go Ouellette.
Yeah, he's getting from the French.
Les incompetents.
Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say something. It went out of my brain. Yeah, exactly. Just make the Addams Family joke. The French Quarter. There you go.
Home Alone.
That's where I was going.
Yeah,
with French Quarter doesn't even make sense. That's in Louisiana. Anyway.
Well, that's where the Cthulhu cult is, yeah.
Wow,
down
there you
in
go.
Louisiana, there you go.
It made my madness make sense.
We wrapped it all up together.
Just like HP did in all his fucking story. He tried, at least.
So Ouellette's been in the game a long-ass time, since he was about 14-ish. And he studied, when he went to college, he studied under, like, Russ Meyer and Orson Welles, which is kind of crazy to me. I thought that was really awesome. And, like, he's not, like, some big, huge director, but, like, I think what he does with these two films is pretty good.
I wonder if he knew Orson Welles during the wine shoot, the famous wine shoot.
The French.
Was he off camera like, oh, God?
Yeah, he could have been. He's like, oh, sacre bleu.
Well,
I don't even know. He's from Boston. He didn't. I don't even know if he speaks French.
Just thinking that era of Orson Welles has to be about when he probably knew him, like towards the end there, I'd have to guess, right?
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah. Unless he's also 300 years old, Joe.
He could be. He's
possible.
He's got that ancient Cthulhu curse on him, yeah.
That's why he had to make these movies.
Exactly. But yeah, he's worked for like New Line Cinema, Canon, who else? New World and Orion. Like, so he's been around doing all kinds of different film-related jobs, which is pretty cool. So these two films are like his biggest claim to fame. But I just want to mention one film he's directed called Chinatown Connection. And the way this was marketed, like on the poster, was like this Asian guy and then Lee Majors. But the catch here is The Asian guy, whose name is whose real name is Young Henry Yu, they label him on the fucking poster as Bruce Lee, but Bruce L.Y.
Oh, okay.
And the Lee Majors that's in the movie is Lee Majors' son.
Oh.
So it just says
picture Lee Majors.
Yeah, so it just says it's Lee Majors.
Oh my god.
So it just says Lee Majors on it. It doesn't say Lee Majors Jr. or
not even in like superscript.
Yeah, no.
We have it on there. You just got to really look at the magnifying glass.
So I thought that was fucking hilarious. So I got to check that out. I mean, it looks ridiculous. I need to see it.
I need to at least watch it after that explanation.
That's really about it as far as the director goes. Not too much meat on the bone there.
His IMDb's very short.
Yeah. So like I said, let's jump. We're gonna jump into the Unnamable and the Unnamable II, and we're gonna give you, if you saw the Sinjanor episode or the Trilogy of Terror episode, like we mentioned before, it's gonna be similar to that. So yeah, right out of the gate, let's get into it. They're both written and directed by Jean-Paul Ouellette, but it's based on, of course, H.P. Lovecraft's short story.
Right.
Now, especially like in the title card for the Unnamable, it looks like the Reanimator title card.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Right?
Yeah,
because it says H.P. Lovecraft's. It even has like the same line and everything. So it's there to definitely be like, oh, this you can pair this up with Gordon's Reanimator. Or From Beyond.
While I was watching it, it kind of had a similar vibe. It definitely deviates at a point, but like the way that the characters...
Sure.
I mean, it's clearly it's supposed to both be 80s. They didn't do the whole, it's 1920 thing, and it works for the most part here.
Well, that's what we were talking about on Necronomicon, and how like there's a lot of good H.P. Lovecraft stories that have been like quote unquote modernized. You know what I mean? And I think this is one of them, in my opinion.
Yeah, and even like the main character, or like I guess the focus, Randolph Carter, maybe is a little bit more like leading it closer to the 50s with the way he kind of talks and stuff, which still isn't necessarily HP's era, but he is the only one that's kind of a little bit more in the past, intentionally, I feel like. Well, but still feels like he fits in that era, if that even makes sense.
What's cool about Randolph Carter is that he is actually the protagonist for a lot of HP's stories.
That's what I did
he's
see.
Featured in like a bunch of them. The Unnamable, the Statement of Randolph Carter. It's almost like they used that title for the second movie on purpose. You know?
Well, they didn't even know about the algorithm back in '92, but eventually it would work out for them. Yeah.
The way that this is bridged together is pretty great, though.
Yeah.
So just to put a point on that, Lovecraft actually wrote the character of Carter kind of like after himself. So it's kind of like HP in these stories.
It's kind of obvious.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
It's that whole thing with King where it's like, oh, is your main character another fucking writer there, Stephen King? You know, it's kind of like that.
Exactly. I mean, it happens so often, but I think we specifically talked about that on the Salem's Lot review.
Not that I have a problem with it.
No,
like, it's fine.
But he's known to do that.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Many times. Misery, go down the list, right?
Yeah. So the most interesting thing to me about this adaptation is that, much like From Beyond, it's only like a few pages. Like, I think The Unnamable is literally like 4 pages, depending on which volume you read it in. You know what I mean?
I could see that, because there's definitely some padding in this film. Like, it just barely makes it to 90 minutes. I think for the most part, that padding actually works to build tension. But there's a few times where I'm like, all right, they're just trying to get this to 90 because there was, well, you just kind of said it. There was only 4 fucking pages to work from.
I think it's a cool 79 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's not even that long. I mean, considering. But what's cool is what Jean-Paul like put in the movie to kind of expand upon it. And I like how, we're going to talk about it a little bit, but like, I like how he can take that core story and flesh it out in a way that's like, that makes sense for like a Lovecraft story.
And is very engaging. I was talking to Joe a little before we started recording, but I think we reviewed it a couple of years back, but the Voyage of the Demeter sounds like a great idea. And some people did really like that movie, but we all kind of, even Tony we had on that episode, we all kind of like, it was okay, but it didn't really hit the mark. This year, I bring that up specifically because that's another one that's just like, it's like a chapter, 11 pages or something in Dracula. And this, now that you've said that, 4 pages, like, well, they did a pretty good job, actually.
To that point, I think the problem is,
because it's hard to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like the problem is with the Last Voyage of Demeter is like they deviate so much from the source material that's part of a larger story there.
That's a good point.
Like, you can't fuck with that Whereas the Unnamable, it's like a closed one and done kind of one-off thing.
That's a good
So
point.
you can expand upon it a little bit, but the way that he expands upon it enriches the story, in my opinion.
Turns a regular Oreo into a double stuff. You don't even care. It's so good, right?
For sure. So just a couple small things. Like this film went direct to VHS. So this was a Vidmark joint in 1988. And remember how we talked about on the Leprechaun 3 episode about Leprechaun and how Vidmark was starting to, around that time, shift from releasing things in the theater to releasing things on
tape, yeah.
home video specifically. This was not one of the ones that made it to the theater, unfortunately.
When you watch the movie, I could kind of see that, especially the opening. Maybe need a little extra paint. The opening, it kind of looks a little too much like a play set, like Beetlejuice or something.
You mean like they didn't have the budget for the period piece?
Yeah, and that's actually gonna be one of my complaints. But I think generally speaking, this film uses its budget very wisely. There's just a few things here and there. Like I could see why this was on video, but. Speaking of Leprechaun 3, I think that and Leprechaun 3, they probably would have done okay in theaters. Like, I feel like most people wouldn't have cared about the little things like that.
Well, that was the whole thing. Like, Leprechaun, the first one, was in theaters.
Yeah.
And then they made a huge return. It made all its money on video, too, so... The same with Warlock, I think we talked about, too. But with Unnamable specifically, I mean, they're doing a lot here with very little.
No, I agree.
And I think it works for the most part, like as a whole.
90%, which is pretty fucking good on a low-budget film, honestly.
Yeah. And the effects here are done by Christopher Biggs. And I want to really highlight him because I love this creature. Like, I love the Unnamable TM. Absolutely one of my favorite movie monsters, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I love the way that they blended the actress who's in the makeup with the makeup, because it's mostly the actress.
I could see that.
You know what I mean?
So I literally did see it.
So yeah, she has prosthetics and things like that, but like she's basically naked with like fucking cloven hooves and like these horns coming out of her. It's just so cool.
The hair.
Yeah,
kind of blocking some stuff.
I love it so much. And at Count Orlok's Nightmare Gallery in Salem, they had a bust of this when I went there, and that was the last fucking monster that I thought I was gonna see in this gallery, because they got Pumpkinhead and they got Jason and they got Pinhead and they got Dracula and the creature from the Black Lagoon and shit, and then boom, right in the middle is the fucking Unnamable, and it's like just a bust of her. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah, not to keep going off on side tangents, but I think Pumpkinhead's their fucking brother or something.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're related somehow.
Oh, you know Haggis is like in the swamp, like right next to the Winthrop place, like conjuring a fucking pumpkin demon.
Yeah, go down the street a mile from the gravestones.
The spirit of vengeance,
yeah. Exactly. And Harley's already down there with the dead body of his poor little boy.
So yeah, let's get right into Unnamable. So you want to plot crunches? You want me to do it?
Sure. So we kind of open with this little backstory on the house where this unnamable creature supposedly lives.
The Winthrop house.
The Winthrop house. And Papa Winthrop gets kind of taken out quickly by its own offspring or something. Again, the Unnamable TM.
Yeah.
And then we kind of flash forward to find out this is Randolph Carter telling a story that no one else really believes, but it's like the legend in the town. We're instantly told we're in Arkham. Miskatonic University is where they're all going, so you kind of already know, all right, here we go. Yeah. We're getting into this.
We're just jumping right in.
And naturally, he's telling the story 5 fucking feet from the house where this all happened, so... One of the friends, he's not scared. He stays overnight, kind of a Night of the Demons situation. And much like Night of the Demons, it actually was really there. And he doesn't have a good night. And then there's a bunch of other characters that go there for various reasons, including Randolph and their friend Howard, that actually they're looking for their friend who disappeared.
Yeah.
But some other folks that are just maybe trying to do some horizontal dancing, Joe. And kind of just the mystery surrounding that Randolph seems to be the only one really uncovering when he just happens to find the Necronomicon thrown in a pile of books in the corner. And then they're just kind of trying to, A, get the fuck out of Dodge alive, B, avoid this monster in any way possible, and C, Randolph's basically talking Cthulhu speak to save everyone, and they don't even realize it.
Right.
And it kind of all comes together at the end there. So that's the gist.
That's pretty
haunted
much
house
it.
kind of situation.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say too. It's got a great haunted house vibe, and you mentioned Night of the Demons, and like that's kind of one of the things that I like about it.
Yeah, because it feels like it.
It feels like that. You know, teens in a house, and there's an evil in there. You know,
Halloween 7.
Pretty. Shut up.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Imagine if it was like, oh my god.
The Unnamable runs out. And
The Unnamable runs out. Oh my god.
Right through a door.
Right out of the fucking window.
Oh my god.
One of the coolest things about this adaptation is that, for the most part, it's kind of fucking spot on.
Okay.
So the story is only like 4 pages, but like this whole intro is the story.
Is the story, okay.
And that's kind of the shock of it, right? Because Randolph Carter's telling this story to his compatriot about this monster that lives in this house and these different accounts, which they run all through in this like portion of the movie right in the beginning, where there's like a little kid who sees the fucking face in the window and he's so scared that his hair turns white and he goes insane.
Yeah, classic kind of trope, but it works perfectly.
And somebody was killed and they had like horn marks and like hoof prints on them and like gashes on them on the body and stuff. So it's a lot of that. And then again, that shock of like, oh, that's you're full of shit, Carter. Like, where did that even happen? And it's like, oh, well, right behind me at this house. And that's kind of like the big shock of the story because they're on the premises,
right?
Which is cool. Yeah.
Just because I did mention it, it does open with this like panning zoom shot of this graveyard, and I mentioned Beetlejuice because I thought it was gonna be like Beetlejuice, like it was clearly meant to be a model. It's like, no, we just needed this fucking wide shot, so we built it separately.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of close-ups where it's just this red house. But I do love the story where it's just this old man. You think it's like a daughter of some kind because he does have a couple of lines of dialogue here. He expands on it much later in the film, but he just kind of looks at like a painting of like you assume his wife or mother.
Yeah.
And you're like, I guess he's got this under control because you're getting monster POV. It's getting locked in a room. It's banging on the fucking door to get out.
The fucking screams at this monster that they designed for this movie is
Scary.
really creepy, man. Again, that coupled with the makeup and stuff and the way that it's portrayed in this film, it's really effective. That's why I like it so much.
It made me think of Tony Chopper in One Piece. Much at one point, he has like a form where he turns into a monster and he has a scream. Obviously, not the same, but like a very haunting, over the top yell, and you're like, whoa!
Like if you heard this shit,
you'd be scared.
Night, I would shit my drawers. I'd be out of there.
Yeah, you'd be shivering like your hair would turn white.
Yeah.
You'd be Master Roshi like you were on the episode we did, the Dragon Ball episode.
Oh, yeah.
But long story short, he goes up there after reading an incantation in the Necronomicon, but I guess it doesn't really fucking work. And she pulls a Kano on him, rips his heart out, doesn't eat it or anything, just throws it back on the body.
He like lets her out because I guess he's going to try to like reason with her or talk to her.
Yeah, he reads something in Necronomicons, but yeah, maybe that's his plan. I don't know.
She
it's
fucking
a bad plan.
Yeah, he gets straight up Kano'd.
So then it cuts back to Carter, like we kind of already said, telling the story. And the one friend, Howard, kind of believes it, but Joel's like, that's bullshit. I'm going in there. Fuck this.
Well, that's such a great conversation between those two characters, between Joel and Carter, because it's like Joel is like the realist and the rationalist.
The mathematician.
And he's like, this is all bullshit. It's just a fucking story. Like, fine, you want to fuck around? Let's go see what's in the house. And Carter's like, no thanks.
He's like, puts his book away. He's like, I'm going to the library.
He's like, I might not believe in it, but I also know better than to fuck with any of that shit. Because like this is like ancient lore of the town, and people are scared of this place and do not go near it.
And he even says that the kid whose hair turned shock white was like a relative's neighbor going back 50 years. He's like, oh, I heard this secondhand.
Oh, because he had his diary, his ancestor's diary or something like that.
And the other friend, Howard, he's kind of in the middle. He doesn't believe it, but he is scared. So he's kind of going to first go with Joel, but he's like, Carter, I'm going with you. Fuck this. And he runs off. He's like, wait up.
And Joel, like, is just like, fuck you guys. I'm just going to spend the night in this house to prove to you that there's nothing in there.
It is kind of funny, though. Just a visual, not gag, but fuck up or something. Yeah. We have a couple scenes in between. We come back to Joel later. I guess he just milled around the outside for like 2 hours because it's like dark out when they come back to him. Like, why didn't you fucking go right in? I guess the mood needs to be set. But...
Yeah, but also like he's probably trying to find a way in where he's not like breaking something, like, because it's essentially breaking and entering this place.
That's a good point. Yeah. But they do go back to the college first, and Howard's still trying to kind of talk Carter out of letting Joel go in there. He's like, I don't know, that was a bad fucking idea. He'll be okay. He has to say cadence. I was joking to Joe over text that it was almost felt like, I guess he's trying to do an H.P. Lovecraft impression, and maybe this is what Combs was trying to do in Necronomicon, but I kept thinking he was doing like a Jeffrey Combs kind of impression or like a similar cadence.
His name is Mark Kinsey Stevenson, and he's fucking awesome.
He's great.
I love this guy so much. He kind of steals the show in both of these movies.
Yes.
But yeah, he has that cadence to him where he's like matter-of-factly and very much like he does do like he's like a professor of like folklore or like a student of folklore.
He's always reading different folklore magazines or books.
Which is great, but he's very like, he's also kind of matter-of-factly got an air about him.
Yeah, I think that's why I say he feels like he's more out of the 50s. I guess is maybe a better way to put than what I said earlier. Because he is like, he's firing off some of those like older terms. He's like, oh, I'm not going to trundle out in the woods. He thinks he's like almost like a philosopher type. That was my impression, that he thinks very highly of himself.
Right, but it's also
he's smarter than everyone else in the room.
It's also that thing later where they're like, Howard's like, oh my God, he's dead. He's like, yeah, that happens.
Yeah. Once you get some more information.
That's a result of what's, going on.
Yeah. I kind of love it, actually, that archetype that you see sometimes.
Which is very Herbert West.
Yes. That's also, it's hard not to compare the two. But they're at the library, and they bump into this character, Wendy, who's the local kind of like hot chick, or one of the hot chicks at the school. And she's like, Carter, can you help me with my homework? He's like, oh, yeah. You, Howard, though, stop fucking following me everywhere. He's like, I'm not. I just keep bumping into you.
She's like, we danced one time. Leave me the fuck alone, you stalker, you weirdo. And he's like, I just want to go on a date.
Wow,
she's like, go fuck yourself.
He wants to date her, but it is kind of funny because he does just constantly accidentally bump into her. I do wonder if he's got like that fucking map from Harry Potter. He's like, oh, there's
Marauders
Wendy.
Map.
Yeah, he's following her, but he acts like he's not.
Her whole goal, Wendy, is to like fuck the seniors in this college.
Fuck her way up.
Yeah, fuck her way up.
Literally, she says that to her friend.
Yeah.
You can't date the freshmen.
What are you, crazy?
That's not the law of the land here. But she's like, oh, yeah, because Howard chases her down, and he's like, oh, I don't want you to go out on your own, like trying to like any kind of pickup line he could think of. She's like, I'm fucking good. I know karate.
She's like, I'm fine, all right?
Yeah.
Wendy's played by Laura Albert, and she has done stunts for like some of the biggest movies like of all time. Yeah, like if you look at her IMDb, a lot of stunt work, but and like her acting work is mostly like showgirl or go-go dancer or stripper or something. But one I found was funny was she was in Dr. Alien, first of all.
I still have never seen that movie, but I saw she was in it.
But she's also Joe's girlfriend in Stone Cold. So I wanted to bring that up. Yeah. So Joel's at the house by himself, and he's kind of looking around and shit, and he's like scaring himself. Essentially, he's like, "There's nothing here," and then you like see the shadow of it, like go by the Unnamable TM shadow.
Oh, and that like that again, it's not as haunting as when it really lets us scream out, but it has this constant like like echoes through the halls.
There's also like a lot of parts. There's a good score in this, but there's like parts where there's no score, which makes it even creepier.
It's a little bit of that Richard Band shit. Sometimes it works really well. Other times I'm like, man, could you do something besides a fucking keyboard for this?
I like it. I think it fits.
Like I said, for the most part, there's a couple scenes where it took me out of it a little.
So he gets fucking choked out and his head ripped off.
Off screen, but it looks pretty good.
It looks good.
The splatter on his face looks good. And again, the monster POV in this is consistently really good.
You know what's crazy about this too? I mean, other films have done it as well. Like Hellraiser 3 is one that comes to mind where they had like an unrated VHS and a rated VHS. Full Eclipse is like that. There's a rated version and unrated version, but Unnamable, for coming out in 1988, it had an unrated version and a rated version on VHS, which I thought was kind of neat.
Yeah,
like the first instances of that. Around that time.
Because I feel like we talked about that a little more on My Bloody Valentine when that DVD came out. That episode, we kind of dove into that.
Yeah, because the VHS of that is cut.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I actually watched this movie twice. I watched it once on a copy Joe sent me, and then it'd been like a week since I watched it. I was like, all right, let's see the Tubi version. And I noticed like different things on two different versions. And that might be relevant later. I might bring it up because I was talking to Joe about some differences in lighting that was kind of fucked some shit up in the movie. But anyway.
So there's a lot of going back and forth in this, and that's kind of where I'm going to skim over, because Howard's like, oh, Joel never came back, and he's trying to coerce Carter to, like, come with him to go find him, and Carter's basically just like, he's fine.
Don't worry about it, he's trying to spook us. Don't give him the win on this.
Right. So Wendy and this other girl, Tanya,
Who likes Howard?
ends up going with these two jock douchebags, Dan and John.
The most like John Babcock, the most like jockey names ever. I'm surprised the other guy wasn't Brad.
Hey man, he's the captain of the rowing team, bro.
Ben Weeks. And then their actual names are even broier at the end. I didn't write it down, but I was like, holy shit, this guy's, his real name's even worse.
Yeah. So they end up conning them into, they're like, oh, you want to pledge this fraternity or whatever?
Yeah, for the sorority.
The sorority, excuse me.
If you're going to do this, this is the way to do it. We know. We're seniors.
Oh, you got to come out with us. They're going to do the same kind of a hazing thing to you as we do to our guys. So let's go show you the house where they do it at. And basically, they just want to get these chicks down into the fucking Winthrop house and fuck them in the house. This dusty old fucking place. Isn't there a nicer place you can go?
I think you go to the Dunwich Manor down the street. You'd be better off.
Well, we talk. That comes up in the second movie, too, which is pretty great. You jumped the gun on that one, but that's
a little bit.
Such a good one.
But it's possible. It's possible.
Oh, yeah, dude. Dean Stockwell's there. He's like, come into my dusty old room.
He's like, I'm definitely not a goat person.
Here, have some drug tea.
Don't open my shirt. There's no tentacles under there.
Don't worry about my brother in the other room.
At least not in this version. But yeah, I do like this little gag while they're standing outside the house, kind of mulling around like, should we go in there? Well, I want to get laid. I don't check it out now. The girls kind of like walk up behind them and scare the shit out of them. And Brad's like, I wasn't scared. All right, let's go in with his sweater vest. Or John, I mean.
Now, Wendy knows exactly what's up. She's like, okay, I'm going to fuck this guy, and he's going to get me into wherever I need to go.
Tanya's like, okay, I mean, if the dick's big, I'll suck it, but I really like Howard. I don't really, all right, I guess.
Well, Tanya's funny because, you know who she reminded me of? What's-her-face in Werewolf? With Richard Lynch, of course, and Joe Estevez, yeah.
I kept thinking Isabella Rossellini just because of her accent was very similar to Isabella's.
Kind of.
But that's kind of where it ended.
But all I kept thinking was, Paul, use a werewolf?
Oh, yeah, that's
because she's
true.
Very, like, deadpan kind of delivering
she's
shit.
Literally only in this movie, and she's in one fucking scene in the sequel, and she's got, like, no other credits.
I don't even know if that's her.
And she produced it, so maybe she just produced it.
Maybe, yeah, that could be her, yeah.
She's pretty good in this.
She's fine.
But they make a comment earlier where it's like, John tells the scariest ghost stories. You'll be jumping out of your skin. It's so good. He's the master. He's telling this ghost story. It's like basically like the Bloody Fingers kind of thing.
It's the hook, I think, isn't it?
It's something like, maybe a combination of those. Yeah. And he just kind of ends the story, and they're all like bored, like, oh, okay, yeah, that was good, John. Anyway, can we like look around this scary house? Yeah. He's like, because he's like, if they're scared, they're gonna jump into your arms. They're all like bored, like this is fucking stupid.
They're also like boozing it up, and they're like, yeah, man, we're totally gonna get laid in here.
Well, especially the rowboating guy. He's really fucking throwing him back. We'll talk about that shortly.
So Howard finally convinces Carter. It's like, you know, it's 1 o'clock in the morning the next night, and they're like, "Look, Joel has not come back. He was late for this thing. He's never late for this thing. Nobody knows where he is." So
we checked with his parents. He never came home.
So Carter's like, "Fine, we're gonna go down there. We're gonna check it out.
We have to go to my house first to get supplies."
Yeah,
which actually made sense. He's like flashlights, some other shit.
Because he's not a dumb fuck. Of course, he's gonna go down there and like get the stuff that you need to go look for somebody in a dark old spooky house.
They do try to fake the audience out because there's this running POV shot of Howard trying to go after Carter, and it's like, all right, that was a bit much, but okay.
Yeah. Well, there's also like a bunch of stock sequences in the house itself, really creepy corridor shots and stuff.
A lot of shots of them almost finding Joel's body, like it's getting bled out, but they don't quite walk far enough into the room.
It's so good. There's like a bowl that's getting like filled up, and you don't really see it until like later in the movie, which is great.
It has way more blood in it later.
Oh yeah. So the turning point is when John and Wendy are like fucking in this room.
And they both take their sweaters off.
Yeah, right? She's got her fucking Snoopies out. They're all ready to go. But there's like something in her back, and he pulls out a bone from the blanket. He's like, it must have been a big animal in here.
It is half of a human femur.
It's a femur.
She's like, it's got me in the back. And then he's like fucking her.
He just tosses it, and they're like, let's keep going.
Yeah, he's slipping and sliding in and out of her, and she's like hitting the shelf behind her, and fucking Joel's head falls out, all slashed. She's like, ah!
It's really good.
And they cut back to the other two who are kind of starting to get to know each other, but the guy's had way too much to drink, so he's trying to like date rape her.
Yeah, but they don't go that far, and he stops. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He's like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Oh, they're screaming, and then they kind of move on from it, but it's like a real awkward moment there, especially Tanya's clearly not into it at all.
So Wendy like goes running out and they're trying to like catch her, right? And he like busts down at John. It looks like John gets thrown through a fucking door, and the Unnamable like grabs him by the throat and literally rips his fucking throat out.
It looks so good, and there's this awesome shot from like from the bottom of the stairs, like looking up, like stand back, ladies.
This is probably one of the best throat rips, like of all time. Not maybe of all time, but like one of the best, dude. Because John, I think, or is it John or Dan?
John's the one that gets his throat ripped out.
Dan goes down to John and he's like holding him. He's like watching his friend die, and
he's
this
trying to
fucking
speak.
throat is just like, oh, and just like shooting blood out of it.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
So they all come down, and then they all get separated.
Yeah.
And Tanya runs to the front door, and they've kind of established that the front door locks on its own. They've shown it a couple times already, so this time it actually opens.
Yeah, and there's a reason for that, because the house is built that way so that the fucking thing doesn't get out of the house, even though it could just jump out of a window.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that a few times during the movie when they're like, they can't get to each other.
Yeah.
I'm like, not that your first instinct should be like to possibly harm yourself going through a window, but again, Night of the Demons, Richard jumping through the fucking window. I kept thinking it, or like you just said, the monster jumping out the window.
You mean Roger jumping out the window?
Roger, not Richard. Yeah.
It's also the thing of like, there's a magic spell on the house. You find out that keeps the evil, quote unquote, inside. So I guess they couldn't just jump out the window.
That's true, because, Tanya opens the door, and we get this, like, shadowy figure, and she faints, but it's actually Howard and Randolph have arrived with the supplies. He's got a lantern and candles.
Yeah, well, she can't open the door. They open it from the outside.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah,
okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. There's also something we just skipped over, too, is, like, you see the face burned into the window, which is so fucking cool.
Oh, yeah, right. They talk about that a few times. Is that a real thing? I didn't look it up.
Apparently, it's a real thing where it was an old wives' tale, and then, like, science was like, yo, this is actually a real thing that happens because of radiation. If somebody looks out, the fucking like glass can like get your reflection burnt into it somehow.
You know what? Actually, I forgot. Yeah, because earlier in the movie, when the old man put the fucking chair in front of the window, he left that there for Art the Clown. He sits there for like 4 years, and at the end of Terrifier 2.
Oh, is that what it is? And now everybody sees Art up at the thing,
covered in cobwebs.
Yeah, exactly.
Until he was needed again.
Yeah,
when he put that Santa costume on. That's what I thought the second he put the child. That's Art's spot.
There he goes. Yeah. But it's so funny because when they show up, Tanya's like, "There's an animal in here. I don't know what's wrong." He's like, "Is it the Unnamable? Perhaps?"
He's like, "Show me where the library is." I guess it's over
where
here.
The books are.
Yeah, he's like scrounging all over the place, like fucking looking for stuff on the ground.
He ends up finding the fucking Necronomicon because
he finds a lock at first.
Well,
or broken off lock. Yeah, he's like looking all over for the books, and like Howard's helping Tanya upstairs try to find, I guess, the rest of the people.
Yeah, and fucking meanwhile, Carter's like leafing through the Necronomicon. He's just like, "Wow, this is fantastic."
He's like, he knows about it instantly. Yeah. He's like going to the pages. He's like, "Oh yeah, this looks right. Okay,
that's what like
the Mad Arab." Yeah,
Abdul Hazred, of course.
Yeah.
This is great.
He's like, "Oh, old man Winthrop had it the whole time.
Son of a bitch, been missing since 1688.
Oh, yeah, well, he doesn't mention that in this one. No. The second one, they make a point to show that.
So Dan ends up, like, finding Wendy, and they're getting chased now by the Unnamable. And Dan gets a fucking brutal-ass head smashing, too, dude. Like, the Unnamable's, like, smashing his head on the fucking ground. There's, like, it's really good.
Yeah, oh, my God, his head just gets turned into mush.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then they're running around trying to get away from this thing, and I think at one point it's, like, just holding the body, like sucking the fucking brain out of him.
Oh my God, dude, it's like eating the brain and just like drops it on the ground in front of him and starts to go after him. And that's when like everything kind of really ramps up.
Yeah.
So Carter leaves with the Necronomicon.
He read the right passage.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I left the lantern for you on the table. Bye."
He does also, before we move on from that, he does find old man Winthrop's diary.
Yes, and there's like a flashback.
Yeah, we get a second flashback, and that's when you kind of find out that, oh, this was my daughter, that something ate its way out of my wife, something that I called to this plane of existence and couldn't get rid of, and now I have to keep it in my house, and I'm gonna use tree spirits, but I'm an old man, and trees take a long time to grow. It's actually kind of pretty cool.
It's actually pretty great. So what this guy did was he used the Necronomicon. This is what happens when you fuck around the Necronomicon, right?
Yeah, we've talked about it many
times.
You
summon a demon. It goes into the fetus of your baby, and then they're essentially fused together.
It's a Naruto situation. That nine-tailed fox had to get in there somehow.
That's how Demonic Toys guy comes back too, man.
Again,
that demon
fucking ticks.
Yeah,
he keeps coming back. He keeps ascending.
They're doing the nasty, and there's a demon in there.
Well, he fucked that giant tick before he got blown up by it. That's possible. It's possible, maybe.
It's cool. Him and Alfonso Ribeiro are the dads.
Yeah, somehow. Oh, God, I forgot about that, yeah. Maybe he accidentally fucked Alfonso Ribeiro when he transformed. He wasn't sure which one was the male and the female. He just stuck it in there.
He gave him that green goo that was all over Clint Howard, yeah.
Something weird came out. It was the Unnamable.
To the point of the demon being fused with the human, it's cool because the makeup reflects that too. Because like if you look at the arms, it's like ripped out of
the skin, almost.
And then like the hands are like all grotesque and stuff. But then she has like a cat demon face with like horns and stuff, cloven hooves and shit. But she's still got a really nice ass and tits.
Yeah. Well, again, they focus more on that in part 2, but it is there. And this is the scene specifically why I mentioned why I watched it 2 different formats previously. Yeah. They're running away from this thing, and it's a really cool shot. If you're watching it, at least on a TV, it's dark as hell. You just kind of see the shadow. I'm watching this on a laptop at one point. Joe tells me QuickTime does this, but it brightened the scene up like a motherfucker, and I could see the whole creature.
When you watch like MP4s and stuff, if you just like preview them, or you throw it in QuickTime, it usually like washes it out.
Okay, because it's so weird.
It's not like an accurate color representation. Because I sent you the blue, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Because I was like, when I rewatched it on Tubi for convenience sake, I was like, wait, that looks way better. I was like, because I was complaining to Joe, why the fuck did you show the monster so early? It was working so well. Yeah. So a weird nitpick. If anybody else had this experience, let me know in the comments, because it was kind of an odd one. Yeah. The HDR kicked in or something. It doesn't have HDR, but that's what it felt like.
Would you fuck the Unnamable with like a bag over its head?
I would fuck it in part 2 when it gets separated, and I have a whole litany of jokes when we get there, but absolutely not when I fuck this thing. It's like praying mantis or a tarantula. It's going to cut your fucking head off mid-pump.
Yeah, it smells like a zoo cage, right? Yeah.
It also has never bathed in 300 years.
Yeah, 300 years, that's a long time. It's crusty, you think?
It's eating brains and shit.
Well, it's like a cat that bathes itself, right? You think? Licks itself?
It's licking its vagina. Maybe. It's got vagina breath, I guess. Eats its own I don't know. Get a little dark with that comment. No, I would not fuck the
crossed my mind. That's all I'm saying.
I'd fuck Aldo, or whatever her fuck her name is. The separated.
Alyda.
Getting a little ahead of ourselves. We didn't get to that movie yet.
Well, this is Alyda too. Hey, man, if you can't have her at her worst, you don't deserve her at her best.
That's fine. I'm fine with it. Neither can Randolph, apparently. Again, we're going to get to it. The trees can have her, though. The ones from Evil Dead that are going to show up. Because Carter goes outside to this fucking coffin where the old man was buried, old man Winthrop, and there's a fucking tree drone through it.
Yeah.
And this actually kind of pisses me off, but again, I get it's low budget. We don't ever see what's in that grave.
Oh, is that what you were so upset about?
I wasn't really that upset. I was just kind of bummed.
Well, it was limited budget, man. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. And I think they do a pretty effective job, especially at the end of the movie, too.
Sure. When I got to part 2 and he's like, yeah, there's a whole fucking tunnel system down here, I was like, what? I thought they were just laying down in a coffin. I don't know. Okay, sure.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in the second movie.
Sure, yeah.
And how that relates to the Statement of Randolph Carter, the story.
Fair enough. But I wanted to see what he saw down there, because he sees something gross, like a rat or something. He reads an incantation. He even reads an incantation to get the door to unlock, which was kind of cool. You get the candles blow out. He's like, oh, I like that one.
I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to put that one in my pocket.
He's a funny fucking character. But yeah, he gets trapped in this coffin because the stone slab gets like knocked over.
Yeah, it gets like knocked over. And
he's like, oh!
And he's stuck down there for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And so that leaves only Tanya and Howard to kind of fend for themselves against the Unnamable TM.
Well, I kind of skipped it, but Wendy also gets killed. He goes to help Wendy, and once again, she's like, are you fucking stalking me? She's got like a scythe she's attacking him with. Stop stalking me! He's like, I'm trying to save you!
Wendy's like,
she's lost it, though.
She's totally gone crazy, right? Because she saw this monster kill these people, and she's like, it was you, Howard. You're a fucking pervert, and you've been following me around. Why are you here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Goes after him with the sickle, like you said.
Exactly. And then, like, he gets knocked out, and, in classic horror movie fashion, he's safe because he got KO'd.
Oh, man, this bitch gets she gets a twisty, man. He comes up and twists her fucking head, breaks her neck.
Yeah, and then she pulls a body through, like, a crack in the wall, like people under the stairs or something.
But see, that's another cool thing, that how they kind of were able to put that into your head without showing all of it, because there's a big hole in the wall with like this light glowing out of it, and you're like, where the fuck does that go?
I like that in movies. I've probably said it before on the show. We're almost up to 200 of these episodes.
Yeah. And it goes to the Van Damme house. It goes to the Van Damme clan's little hole down there.
Right, yeah, just like people under the stairs that I just mentioned, also connected in that tunnel system. That does add up, actually.
It's the MDU basement, dude. The mosquito, the whole thing.
right, yeah, Harry and Marv are down there. Go back, mosquito. We
The
talked
wet
about
bandits,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, they're very wet and covered in mosquito eggs.
Yeah, so two things. I mean, you already mentioned it, but like when they see the Unnamable eating like Dan's brains, like that's here, that part's here, the body falls and shit. But it's cool because Carter, when he's doing these incantations, he's actually speaking Relayan, which I thought was cool because like remember how I had such a problem with Dunwich Horror?
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
It's in fucking full effect here and in the second one, which I
Yes.
really appreciate.
The second one, he actually forgets how to speak it in between movies. He's like, I think I know how to speak it. Can you correct me on that? I had it perfect in the last movie.
So Carter is casting the spell of like this tree spirits. He's trying to like cast a spell to I don't know what.
Well, that's part of Winthrop's plan from 300 years ago.
Yeah, so like the house, he has put a spell on the wood of the house to keep the evil contained, and then by doing it through the tree spirits, he'll be able to put like a perimeter almost around the house of trees that keep the evil in this one spot, right? So it's kind of like Blair Witch. Once you go past them fucking trees, or like you go over the underwater stream at the
Night of the Demons, right?
at Hull House, you're fucked.
Right.
That's it. So that's basically what Carter does. So Howard and Tanya are getting chased by the Unnamable, and they get cornered in this one room, and it's cool because now we get like the full reveal of her. She blows through the fucking window, and it's like trying to get at them.
It tries to come up through the poop room.
Yeah.
They're like, let's just block that off.
Yeah. And it tries to get up.
It does.
Through the shitter. I'm not exactly how you say her name, but I think it's Katrine Alexander. She's the monster in this one.
Okay.
She does not come back for the second one, but she's fucking great in this, man. All the movements and stuff.
The hand stuff.
Oh, God, I just love it so much. She's creepy as hell, and she really does a really good job as the monster. So Carter's like saying this incantation, and they're trying to stay alive.
Oh my God, Howard's getting slapped all over the room.
Howard's getting picked up and dropped, and his fucking chest is all slashed, and like Tanya like hits the Unnamable in the arm and like breaks its arm with like the flashlight.
Oh God, like
must have been a fucking mag light, dude.
Well, seriously, I was gonna say. And then I guess they kind of get the idea that as intimidating and as dangerous as the thing is, it's kind of fragile.
It's vulnerable.
Because Howard grabs it at the face and is ripping the flesh off of it.
Dude grabs it by the cheek and rips its fucking cheek off.
Yeah. And then they kind of do this pretty cool thing where they make Carter's voice kind of echoed and loud over everything as these fucking tree branches, like I kind of joked about, like Evil Dead burst through the windows.
It's so Evil Dead 2 when the fucking tree hands come in.
Yeah.
But they fucking grab Alyda and pull her out, and she disappears. And you're like, well, where did she go?
They also, just for good measure, because he already got slapped by the monster, he gets slapped by the fucking tree branches too. Howard just sets flying.
And that's pretty much it, dude. Like, they leave the house.
They think Carter's dead. They're like, I can't find him. Everyone's dead.
They think Carter's dead. They walk out, and this is what I was saying before to kind of hit home what's underneath the graveyard is because Carter like punches out of the ground and grabs Howard by the leg.
Well, at first it's just a skeleton's arm. You don't know what the fuck's happening.
Well, first it's Carter, then it's a skeleton hand.
Okay.
So it's almost like Army of Darkness when they start reaching up for Ash, because there's just like this red light coming out, and Carter's like, "Oh, how you doing, Howard? Fancy meeting you." And he like pulls himself out of the fucking hole.
He goes, "I was hell down there." All right, let's go home, old chap.
Brushes himself off. They pull like a fucking top of a sepulcher and just fucking sepulcher and just like pull it over the fucking hole.
And they all put their arms over each other like, "Let's go home."
That was a crazy night. I can't believe I got the Necronomicon.
I can't believe we're all just barely injured. No psychological damage here in an H.P. Lovecraft film. All right, let's go home.
Not yet.
And then the director thought about the ending and was like, I should probably fix that in the sequel.
So that was the Unnamable, the first part. So do you want to give like a brief thing about how you felt about this
I think
one?
we did that in the past.
Yeah.
This is definitely on the shelf. I'll just say that right off the bat. On a rewatch, like I said, some of the stuff that bothered me at first actually was fixed because of the way I watched it. Again, kind of a weird thing with the lighting.
Sure.
But there was also other little nitpicky stuff that bothered me more on a second viewing, but it's still very good. I love the way this is presented, and I call him the main character. There's technically no main character in this one.
It's kind of Carter.
It's kind of Carter. It's kind of Howard. It's kind of Tanya.
Yeah.
A good diverse cast here.
Howard and Carter are kind of like, it's almost like a buddy cop movie,
Yes.
or like, I don't even know how you would even say it. It's kind of like the Bruce Abbott,
Sure.
Jeffrey Combs dynamic of Reanimator, kind of thing.
They did a very good job of translating these type of character archetypes from much like Reanimator or From Beyond, especially that he wrote about. These different things that have now been used a million times over by other authors, and now they are kind of cliche to some extent, but they are also very well done here, if that made sense. Like, they're a thing that's been done over and over again, but they work perfectly in this context. The monster's great. Again, I don't want to sound like a broken record on every low budget fucking episode or movie we cover on an episode, but little extra grass, a little bit more money would have put this over the top. There's a couple scenes, a little bit extra coat of paint. But hey, they did a pretty damn good job with, I'm guessing, not a lot of money. And enough that they got to make a fucking sequel, even if it was 4 years later. Yeah. So that's pretty impressive. And I'm surprised, again, maybe I'm just out of the loop that people don't talk about this more. Because, again, you're nitpicking it at that point, I feel like, if you really have major complaints, or if you just absolutely hate HP's work, you can't get past that. I definitely check this one out.
I think just to your point, I think this might be a little bit slower than a lot of people would.
Yeah, I did say that earlier.
Would prefer it, but I think that's what makes this one great, because there's a lot of good atmosphere in this movie, and what Jean-Paul was able to do with expanding on the Unnamable story itself,
that's crazy.
I think it's great. I think it's like one of the best adaptations, because that's what we've been talking about for the Summer of Lovecraft. I think it's one of the best adaptations of one of his short stories.
It's a shelf, obviously.
It's on the shelf 100%. I actually watched 2 a lot more than I watched 1 when I was a kid.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
But I love 1 so much. And like I said earlier, but Mark Stevenson is just so good as Randolph Carter, and he's always been that standout role he's like my favorite part of this movie as far as characters go.
Oh, easily. I like Howard a lot, but
Howard's good
Randolph
too.
makes it.
Howard's a straight man. Randolph is the he's the eccentric folklore guy. So I've always loved that about this movie. And it's just a really good, like, haunted house monster movie, and it still has that cosmic horror there, but it's also got that run-of-the-mill slasher monster movie picking off teens kind of thing. So it kind of melds them both, and it's not. I wouldn't necessarily call it run of the mill per se, because it has a different stank on it than most stuff does. Most monster movies do. And I love
for 88,
especially for 88. And I love the design of the Unnamable TM. I think she's really fucking good, and Chris Biggs did an incredible job on that, and the performance, of course, is great too. So yeah, I mean, I think it might suffer a little bit from that lack of budget, like you said, but I still think it's charming and does its job, especially for what it is. I love it. It's a great little film.
Yeah. Like I said, I hope that doesn't sound like, oh, Sean's complaining about budget again on a low budget movie.
I understand. Yeah.
I don't know. I want movies to be great, and it's like, a little bit more. Come on. But I understand the actual semantics aren't always. I don't know. It was there somewhere, Joe. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. And it has that akin thing like we were talking about with Night of the Demons, and it kind of feels like parallel to that. And also, it pairs so well with like a Reanimator.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. You can watch them back to back and be like, that's a satisfying HP double feature.
Really point out the things that they're copying from each other.
Maybe this movie's missing Brian Houston. Maybe that's what the problem is.
I mean, he would have definitely improved the things I complained about.
Yeah, he probably would have had that extra scratch. You know what I'm saying?
He would have called Screaming Mad George, said, I know you can do it for cheap, George. Come on, cut me a deal.
I think actually it works.
The effects are still good.
I mean, the effects are really good, and when we get the gore, it's really good.
Yes.
And the way that it's shot and the way that they do those scenes, I think, is really creepy.
I mean, we even get to see Joel's decapitated head or the body at one point, and that looks pretty creepy.
Yeah. And that's the Unnamable. And like you said, 3 years later or 4 years later, we get the Unnamable II, the Statement of Randolph Carter. Oh my God! It's Alyda Winthrop.
Oh no, I'm actually. This is my Randolph Carter outfit. You know
what?
They couldn't really. That's my first complaint about the movie, Joe. In between movies, their hair totally fucking changed. Unlike mine, looks exactly the same like it did a moment ago. It has not changed at all. I didn't have like the other movie on a screen to the right saying, yeah, that looks like what Randolph's hair looked like. Let's just do it because it looks nothing like it.
To be fair,
how could they not match that? Or Howard's hair.
To be fair, Howard's is the one I noticed because it's definitely longer.
It's too long.
It grew overnight. Maybe he's so scared that his hair grew instead of turned white.
I think they might have had other gigs going on. They couldn't afford to cut the hair. And
it's possible.
The director said good enough. That was a weird detail, so I had to grab the tooth lug wig. I had to go in on that bit.
Well, there you go, man. So yeah, the Unnamable II, the Statement of Randolph Carter. I think the other alternate name is the Unnamable Returns was the other name for it.
I mean, it sure as hell does return.
Yeah, it sure does. This was a USA staple for me, dude.
You said that earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I couldn't find too much information. I mean, clearly it's on VHS, but it's not Vidmark. It's Prism who put this out. Prism Pictures put out Unnamable II on VHS. But the first time I saw it was on USA, so I'm wondering if it was made for... Oh. It couldn't have been made for TV.
Well, it could have been.
Yeah.
Either way.
There's not too much about it. This movie is on DVD.
Is it also in 4:3? Because that's the only way you could see this, from what I could tell.
It's not widescreen in anywhere. As far as I know, it's not widescreen. So like
Unnamable, I hate to see it.
Unnamable, the first one gets that Blu-ray release from Unearthed, but Unnamable 2 doesn't get that. So Anchor Bay had released Unnamable 1 and 2 like a double feature DVD, and I think at that time they were both still 4:3.
You wouldn't notice as much at that point, I guess. It would still be annoying. But.
No, but like it's also annoying. But which I don't know if that's widescreen. If the first movie's widescreen in that Anchor Bay thing, but Unnamable 2 gets released again on Lionsgate DVD, and that's the one I have.
Okay.
And that's 4:3.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just disappointing. Yeah. I know that happens sometimes, especially with the budgets and how this was released. Eventually, maybe someone will get those original film reels and maybe do the work, but easier said than done.
Well, I think that second release was Lionsgate, so I'm pretty sure Lionsgate has the fucking rights to Unnamable 2, so it would be nice to see that.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see that on a Blu-ray.
What are we missing on the sides? Can we really see that boom mic? Can we really get a full shot of that?
I think it's totally worth it. Again, we talked about this with a lot of boutique labels putting out certain titles. Like, I think this movie is totally worthy of a nice Blu-ray upgrade with some special features, too. Because Julie Strain is in this as the we'll get to her.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of cool behind the scenes stuff. There ain't really shit on the DVDs. You know what I mean? Like the special features
like a bare bones one,
by way of Unnamable 2. So there's not too much out there. I think as far as like production on it goes, and like where you could have like an enriched experience by having a more thorough behind the scenes content created for the disc.
You almost need, like you're saying, someone to do the work, whether it's someone like a John Campiano doing like a documentary, or actually like an Arrow or Anchor doing,
or Mike Felsher, like Red Shirt Pictures.
Yeah.
He tends to lean towards movies that he wants to do,
sure,
rather than movies that somebody suggests.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm agreeing with you where you have those deep dives that they put on a lot of the sets where they're actually talking to the actors and the production people, and you actually do find that instead of, well, we talked to a guy who might have been there, and it's like, all right.
I hope at some point I accrue enough funds or meet the right people, because I would love to work on like a restoration, maybe not the restoration itself, but something like Metal Beast or the Unnamable 2, and like just help produce the special features and stuff, because I would love to do that, be a part of that, and kind of be able to flex that the skills of like being able to write some behind the scenes content stuff. Like there's a lot of things, like even the Rumpelstiltskin DVD where there's like a bunch of like writers, of course, who have like pieces on the movie. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So it'd be fun to do like a historical deep dive on it. I don't know. Maybe I don't have the credentials, or maybe there's more qualified people, or whatever. But it's kind of like one of my little bucket list items that I'd like to do. But yeah, man, this was on USA. I'm not really sure. It definitely didn't get a theatrical release. I don't know.
This is on USA. It had to be on something else too. There's a lot of nudity in this.
I don't know, dude, because remember we said Trilogy of Terror 2 was bought by USA, I'm pretty sure, around the same time. Well, that was 96, but around the same time.
That's right. When we did that, we talked about that, right?
And that was produced for USA.
Yeah, there was a little bit confusion on like the actual origins. Yes,
before it came out on video, so
it could be like that. You're right.
It could be one of those things.
Cut out most of the scenes where she's walking around on USA or only on at 2 a.m.
Well, it's funny you mentioned
Life Force, basically. Like cut out half the movie.
It's funny you mentioned that too, because like I think it might have been USA, because Joe Bob Briggs covered this in the 90s on his show. So I mean, maybe that's kind of links up.
Yeah. Lest we forget the old black bar on the screen. That was always a staple in the 90s.
Oh, God.
So maybe
or the blur.
the blur. All right, now that's some ass cheeks there. I can see the pixelation.
It's a monster. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen the Joe Bob episode, so I don't know. I mean, it could be on YouTube. I didn't look for it, but it might be on there with some. He does all the behind the scenes stuff when he presents the movies and shit.
He always
so.
gets those funny counts at the end. I'm sure he's got how many ass shots or something
right.
at the
How
end.
many times you see Julie Strain's monster boobs?
At least 3 or 4 times for sure. I didn't count, but that's what I remember.
Monster boobs and butt.
The butt way more.
I guess we can jump right into Unnamable II. Now you hadn't seen this, right?
Yeah, I kind of said that at the top. Hadn't seen either. Was kind of intrigued when I found out that one led right into the other. I always love to see that.
Oh, it's so good, right? It's so satisfying when it picks up right where the other one left off.
Well, again, they retconned it a little bit, but
Sort of.
it essentially takes off right where the last one ended.
Mm-hmm. Man, this movie used to freak me out as a kid.
Really?
Yeah. Used to scare the shit out of me.
Well, the monster is pretty creepy.
Like I said, I mean, you come home after school, it's like 3 p.m. This is USA movie of the week or whatever, or like movie of the day, because they used to do like
like a midday one.
The horror movies would come on at like 3 o'clock ish. Like Child's Play 3 was another one that was always on USA.
Oh, okay.
But Unnamable 2 was one of those, and it was freaky, man. I always remember specifically like the trailer of this would be like the Unnamable and like the Unnamable 2. And then it would be that shot where at the end, like towards the end of this, where like the monster's feet like come into view in front of Miskatonic University.
Okay.
I remember like that specifically. If I could find the trailer, I'll put it in. But yeah, picks up right where the last one left off. We're still doing Unnamable shenanigans. The difference here is that Randolph Carter seeks the help of one John Rhys Davies.
Yeah. You want to just block crunch it from there?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
You didn't say it, so I was confused.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
How dare you, Joe?
Plot crunch, go. Randolph Carter is back, and well, they're all kind of back.
He has longer hair.
He has...
Not even this thing's a fucking mess, by the way, guys. Anyway, continue, Joe.
He seeks the help of the Professor Weller, who's John Rhys Davies, and he basically wants to prove that the unnamable creature is real and all the legends surrounding the Winthrop house are real. And in doing that, he kind of tempts Weller with the Necronomicon as a means to like get him to participate. Long story short, they figure that not only is the unnamable a creature, but it's also a blending of two beings from different planes of existence.
Right. So,
like you do, men of science and folklore separate the two beings. Then we have the regular...
They Jeff Goldblum in the corner like, but you didn't think. Oh, too late.
So they literally separate the two. So now you have Alyda, the human, ? And the unnamable TM, the creature. ?
Also.
And they're trying to reunite for purposes that we'll discuss. And that's pretty much the plot of the movie.
Right. Two sides to a coin.
Two sides
kinda.
to a coin. Yeah. The symbiosis, the intertwined of your evil and your good side kind of put together. The yin and yang, if you will, of the universe.
The alien or demon or whatever the fuck, the old one side is like black. The blood's all black, so that lines up with the symbiotes.
Yeah.
Even though, symbiosis is not from Spider-Man, but that's what I think of instantly, the symbiote from Spider-Man.
Symbiosis meaning one needs the other.
That's the definition.
They feed off each other.
And they sure as hell do, because as soon as we start this movie, that was a terrible transition, but as soon as we start this movie, the retconning begins. I guess that's what I wanted to talk about.
Nearly the whole crew comes back. It's the same director, same effects guy, the same actor for Howard, and Mark comes back to play Carter.
Yep. And I guess Tanya is either there or she at least produced it, but her character is there. She's literally on one scene.
No speaking line. She gets ushered into a fucking cop car.
Go in a cop car. You didn't walk off with them happy and ready to move on with your life. Nope. Because they're bringing out the bodies and everything. It's like, all right, this actually kind of makes sense. Why that didn't happen in the last movie, again, probably the budget, but all the cops are there. There's a fucking ambulance there.
You know what's crazy? Like, the Unnamable is so 80s, and like the Unnamable 2 is so 90s.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy when you watch them like back to back.
It does feel weird. I had that exact experience on the rewatch.
I mean, it feels good, but it's just they're very specific to when they were made.
It also, again, I don't want to just keep saying it, but it does make it a little jarring too, because they do change little things. But I understand for the most part why they did do this.
But for the most part, it's fine. I thought it bridges the gap fine.
Exactly.
If you watch the Unnamable and then wait 2 days and watch the Unnamable 2, you will miss.
Yeah. It's not quite Evil Dead 1 to 2, but there's definitely some wishy-washy shit in the opening. But the point being is, everyone kind of talks to Carter. They take Howard to the hospital. He's way more fucked up than he was at the end of the first movie, as you would actually expect. Yeah. And that's where you get the joke where the mortician or whatever on scene talking to one of the cops is like, "Oh, this is pretty bad. It's almost as bad as Dunwich."
Yeah, it's pretty great, dude. The doctor says that. Yeah, and it's like, oh shit, what was happening at Dunwich? He's like, you know what happened there? And he's like, we're not going to talk about that. You would just put a fucking lid on it.
We're not talking about an invisible monster stepping on people or something, depending on the version.
Dean Stockwell's dead. He blew up in the fire. Armitage took him out, and don't worry about it.
Something about Rosemary's Baby.
I don't know.
Anyway, scene change. Okay, let's go.
Oh, I love the title sequence real quick because it's the Necronomicon book and it opens and I love the practical cast list and everything because the pages turn.
Makes me think of March of the Wooden Soldiers.
Oh, kind of, yeah.
Not the same, but they also do the book turn.
Or like Dead Time Stories or
True.
Troll. I just love it so much.
I love how they have in there original story H.P. Lovecraft and then the director Jean-Paul Ouellette.
Oh yeah,
is on there. I just called him fucking Omelet. Wasn't even gonna try. Ouellette. Yeah. It was kind of cool.
Just to that point, real quick, I want this promo VHS so bad. When they shipped this VHS to video stores, it came in this big Necronomicon box. And it said the Unnamable II on it. And you open it up, and there's a fucking promo VHS copy and a poster and stuff. I really want one, but they're like $500, dude.
Oh, it's probably super rare.
It's pretty fucking rare. One, I saw two. One was $300, and the other one was $500. So probably won't get one of those.
No.
But I also have some shit that I thought I wouldn't never have, and ended up getting it for good prices.
Right. So. On that note, Howard now is having night terrors. He's just seeing the Unnamable TM in his dreams, reaching out to him. He's constantly waking up in a cold sweat. And Carter just, of course, happens to be there for plot convenience.
Well, Carter, gives him the Necronomicon when he's getting pulled out on the gurney. He's like, here, hold this. And he's like, oh, fuck. He's like, this is how we're going to get you into the movie.
Why Carter couldn't just leave with it? No one's really questioning him that hard.
He had a blanket. He could have just left.
No, they didn't look under this guy's legs while they worked on his fucking chest.
Right, well, I guess he never went to sleep, so they were like, don't touch that.
Yeah, but I guess that doesn't explain why Carter is there conveniently, because he's like, you have that thing I gave you that now looks totally different than the last movie? It's got belt buckles on it now? Yeah, the Necronomicon, obviously. Come on. Hands it over.
Oh, it looks like the one from Cellar Dweller, right? Or
even a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's got
the belt buckles.
Yeah, it's got the sigil on it and shit like that.
Yeah. Whereas in the last movie, it's just a generic book with the shit inside looks creepy, but the outside's just bound book.
Bound book, yeah. So yeah, the cops are cleaning up all the shit, and one of the deputies there, who is it? Deputy Malcolm is actually Richard Domier.
Okay.
He played Ed in Evil Dead 2. He's like Evil Ed.
Oh,
that's him. Yeah. I met him. He was a really nice guy.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I never actually watched that one. Maybe I should go back and watch that.
Evil Dead 2?
Oh, Evil Dead 2. I for some reason I thought of Evil Ed from fucking Fright Night, so I thought my brain was just like, you said Fright Night 2.
Oh, no.
Sorry, brain farted there.
No, it's all good. So yeah, like Sean was saying, Howard's in the hospital and he's having these dreams and this fucking scary, unnamable face is coming out of the shadows. It's pretty fucking scary.
Reaching towards him.
It's creepy. So Carter comes in and he's like, look, I gotta tell you something. There's fucking tunnels underneath the graveyard to the house. And he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, we gotta go. We gotta blow this thing wide open. We gotta tell everybody that this is a thing and there's a fucking creature down there.
Yeah, I was gonna mention at the end of the last movie, but the movie ended, so I had to hold my tongue for 4 years.
So he takes the Necronomicon back to Miskatonic and he's studying it. And this is so cool because he's writing it out. He's trying to translate it. He's got this writing on the board, these hieroglyphics. And his friends come in and the one dude's like, oh shit. He's like, what are you doing, quantum physics? And he's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, I'm trying to decipher these symbols. And he's like, that's not a language, that's an equation.
Right, and then they pull back the camera, you can kind of see it if you ever have done any of that kind of shit in school, or for your, I guess professionally even.
And Carter's like, tell me more about quantum physics. He's like, yeah, well, this one's time, and this one's, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. This is all wacky.
They're like, oh, it's a new technology. Well, early 1900s, it's not that new, but
it's pretty
new.
Pretty fucking new.
And he's like, okay, well, I know the perfect professor to go to have this conversation with. John Rhys Davies, Gimli himself.
He's like, well, no. He goes to David Warner first.
Oh God, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
His fucking cameo as the principal.
Yeah, so Carter goes to see the Chancellor, and it's David Warner.
He's back.
And he's so fucking good. Actually, this is his first H.P. Lovecraft film appearance.
Oh, I guess that's right. I was gonna say this was before he got that cold disease in Necronomicon.
Exactly.
Before it kicked in.
Yeah, exactly. Before he had to like stick himself with that fucking goo,
The Regeneron and go in an ice coffin. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is before. He says the town's cursed. It's always been cursed. He doesn't realize quite yet that he's fucking cursed. He doesn't know it yet.
No, he's like, it's always been this way. Don't you understand? There's some great lines by him here, and it's just he's only in the one scene, and it's just really powerful. You know?
I forgot he was only in it for such a short period of time. But yeah, you're right. That is kind of a great scene.
But he's giving Carter shit because he's like, you can't expose this. You can't, these kids died. You can't just go out there and be like, oh yeah, this monster killed him from this fucking story.
Because he has literally the title of the story, the statement from Randolph Carter. You can't release this.
Yeah. And, well, yeah, I didn't give my statement yet. He says it a few times.
He keeps saying it, yeah.
But he's basically just like, I respect those forces, and not necessarily that I believe in them, but I also don't fuck with them. Like, just leave well enough alone kind of thing. This town's been cursed way before the 17th century.
It's always been cursed, read the stories. But I was kind of hoping he was going to come back to the point like, I actually forgot he was even in the movie. Yeah. But I was like, I thought he would be more of a facet to the plot. But it's one fucking scene.
I mean, it would be great if he came back, but he's so good in that one scene.
Nah, he is.
And he basically shuts down Carter, so Carter seeks the help of...
That's why he goes to John Rhys Davies.
Yeah. Not Weller, Warren is his name.
My bad, I didn't catch it either.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
I'm just thinking of Sala from fucking Indiana Jones that he either is or is related to in the lore of this movie because he speaks fucking Arabic.
Yeah, well,
claims to
specifically, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is actually that's the other thing I want to talk about. So now we're getting into the actual story of the Statement of Randolph Carter.
Okay, this is where this part kicks in.
Right.
Well, I was trying to figure out how the fuck these are even connected.
Sort of. So that's what's cool about Jean-Paul, where he kind of blends it together with his extension of the Unnamable story, which is kind of neat because, like, in the original story of the Statement of Randolph Carter, Warren asks Carter to go with him to do this thing, and he like unearths this tomb and like goes down in this tomb. And there's like steps into this tunnel, into this old cemetery by a swamp, and he's basically down there with like a telephone device so they can talk to each other. And the whole time, Warren's like, you gotta get out of here. Like, you can't come down here. Just get out of here. Save yourself, blah, blah, blah. And then Warren ends up dying. Right. And then, like, there's, like, a crazy, like, voice at the other end that tells him that Warren's dead. And he, like, freaks out and, like, goes crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really good. But, like, taking those pieces from that and kind of sewing it into this...
Because a lot of that's
it's really neat. And since how Randolph Carter's in both stories... It just makes sense. I think it's really good. It bridges the gap and fleshes out the story a little bit more, and in a cool way. That's also, from Lovecraft's work, which is cool.
No, I do like hearing that because a lot of that does happen in this movie. Because he goes to Warren and he's showing him. He's like, "This is the real Necronomicon."
He's like, "Holy shit!" He's like,
he kind of quizzes him first to make sure he could trust him. And he's like, "Oh, that's this and this is this," and he's like, "I heard the story."
He's like, "No, I would never go down there and see if the legends were real." And he's like, "Well, what about this?" And he's like, "Holy shit, my boy, it's the Necronomicon."
He checks the page. He's like, "This is the first English translation."
Yeah.
He's like, "This must have been from the school." And he's like, 1688. And he they look back at the front of the book again. They show it.
But it is incomplete, Sean. There's always incomplete versions of the book, so you don't get the full breadth of the power of this thing.
Just like in the Dunwich Horror story, not the movie, but the story.
Correct. So Warren's like, fine, sign me the fuck up. We're going to the Winthrop house.
Let's get Howard, who's barely survived this altercation the night before. Let's get him out of bed. You're okay to walk, right, Howard? He
just throws a bunch of clothes on him. He's like, here, I bought some clothes. Get dressed. We're going down there. And he's like, okay.
I know you wear denim and penny loafers, but here's blue jeans and fucking some
New Balance.
Yeah, New Balance. It's like fucking Wayne's World with it right on the camera. It's like, I got some money from them.
So yeah, like I was saying, this whole part is kind of like a soft retelling of the story because they open up one of the holes, the sepulchers, and they go down into the fucking tunnels. And John Rhys Davies and Carter are like crawling through these fucking tunnels, and they have like this radio system that they talk to Howard with.
It's on like a long cable that's on a spool and everything. And this is supposed to, I guess, be under the house from the first one, but I guess they didn't have the house didn't exist, or they were filming somewhere else, so they just keep showing the graveyard.
Right.
It works, but I'm like,
I'm fine with. They show the house in the beginning of the movie, so I'm like totally fine with it.
They have a cop kind of follow them around because they don't really know what the fuck's going on in the area. And he's like watching them. He sees the flashlights.
I think this is from the first movie where the hole is in the ground that he already made, that they covered up and they open it up and they go back down the same hole. I think that's
probably what it is. Because I was thinking that is definitely not the gravestone. What the fuck? But that actually makes more sense.
Yeah. So they come to this big tablet in the middle of this open room, and it's got
in the cavern. Yeah. Well, he's also convinced that the monster from the first movie created these caverns. And John Rhys Davies, once they find this opening, he's like, I think it's been here way fucking longer.
Way longer.
It's like a purple worm or some shit. Dagon himself, he came out of the ocean fucking pulled this out.
Oh, it could be. The Shoggoths were digging down there, man.
Some kind of elder god or ancient being of some kind.
An elder thing, yeah. But they find this big stone tablet like in the ground with like this platform, and it's got Relayan all over it. And John Rhys Davies is like, no, this isn't Arabic. He's like, this is Relayan. This is the speech of Cthulhu, the great Cthulhu himself. Which I thought was really fucking cool.
Yeah, I like that. But then they just start reading the shit out loud again. He learned nothing in those Indiana Jones movies. He's like, nah, just read it aloud. Nothing bad will happen. This isn't the Mummy. By the way, Carter, look at this scripture in the back that we're not going to even talk about.
It's cool because John Rhys Davies also is like, yeah, I speak fluent Arabic. And Carter's like, yeah, I don't. And that's like another thing from the story.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
okay.
that happens here.
Oh, I like that. So he doesn't know what the fuck's happening exactly. He needs John Rhys Davies to translate.
Exactly. Well, Rip Torn's in the next tunnel over, releasing the fucking Sanzia Devil Kit child from Dolly
sense.
Dearest. Yeah.
And again, we already kind of said it, but Rutger Hauer's in the other tunnels looking for the fucking potato people and bleeders.
Dude. Oh, dude, the fucking Van Dams are munching on some pickled babies down there. Yeah.
You know the fucked up thing? Actually, I think it was one of Norm's ancestors that made those tunnels.
Oh my god.
He had a pact with Cthulhu.
I think so, dude. You think that?
Oh my god.
The race of gnomes are like elder beings.
That's what the fucking the lumen is actually.
Yeah, they're protectors. It's a fucking star. It's a star stone.
Get that backwards. It's gonna be like, they had a cabin in the woods. The world's gonna fucking end. Norm, what did you do? You almost doomed the whole planet.
Oh no,
the whole galaxy.
Is that how the Unnamable got out? Because Norm took the fucking stone. It lines up.
He would have fucked the Unnamable. He would have seen those bobos. He would have been roundies.
You're like giant bobos.
God damn it, Norm, your ancestors. You almost got us killed.
He's a horny little fuck, isn't he?
But in fact, they go deeper in the cave, like I was kind of joking about. And John Rhys Davies, I'm just gonna call him John Rhys Davies.
Yeah,
harder to say, but that's what I know him as.
Dr. Warren.
Dr. Warren. He's like, oh, there's something back here. You gotta see this, Carter. So they move a little deeper into the cave.
And there's a fucking giant hole where they walk through.
Yeah, and they are hearing some screaming. Yeah. They find the Unnamable TM. We'll just take a shot every time we say that line. It's like got the tree branch around it from the end of the first movie.
Well, you don't see it in the first movie.
Well, you just see the trees.
You see the trees take her out of the house, but you don't see this part. So it's interesting that she's like underneath in the tunnels, in the caverns, like covered in roots, like held in there, which I thought was really cool. Real quick, Julie Strain, huge B-movie actress. She's in the makeup for the creature. Now, I don't know. I was looking on IMDb and I saw somebody else, Kit Fredericks, also is credited to playing the Unnamable. So I'm not sure if Kit Fredericks is in this makeup right here before they get split. Julie Strain is definitely in the second makeup, like when they get split apart. So I'm not sure. I mean, Julie Strain can easily be in this makeup too. I'm just not entirely sure.
Okay, well, it's good to at least mention that. Yeah. The makeup actually looks a little better than the last movie for what it's worth. The chest area, more detailed.
Sort of. I think it looks pretty good.
Okay.
I still think the first one looks better, but that's me. But it's the same guy doing the effects too. They like pull a fucking hair out of her when she's like in there, and he's like looking under a microscope, and John Rhys Davies is like, "Oh, there's human blood cells and whatever that gray shit is. I don't know what it is." And then he's like, metaphysics. That's what this is it's the Relayan. It's a quantum physics equation. It turns out that both of these beings are living simultaneously in one body on this plane of existence. And you're like, holy shit, that's kind of crazy.
And they showcase that by the blood sample. They kind of like drift over each other. They don't
look, they're going in and out of each other.
Right, without actually changing. And so they find in the Necronomicon a couple incantations they read, and they think, fuck, that didn't work.
Well, yeah, but they're like, oh, they could, we could save her if we split them up. That's what old Winthrop was trying to do.
Well, that's why they do the chant,
Yeah, well, it's not even the chant. He has like a fucking syringe full of insulin.
Well, he does that first. That's right.
And sticks her with it, and it kind of drives the demon out. So now they're split in half.
That's true. I'm jumping the gun a little there. Yeah, insulin's the fucking answer. I couldn't believe it. He's like,
yeah.
well, I got sugar cubes if it gets out of hand.
I'm like, are you a diabetic?
What are you going to go like this on their fucking head to make them chew it?
He's like, I got my insulin syringe and my sugar cubes in my pocket.
I stole this from the guy from the thing.
Diabetes.
Yeah, why I can't think of his fucking name all of a sudden? Diabetes.
Oh my god.
Too many movies in my brain right now.
On. I stole these from Wilford Brimley.
Yeah, well, that's what. Yeah, Wilford Brimley, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. It works. Yeah, you're right. And they separate, and they like shoot the demon or whatever.
I'm not an interdimensional being. I'm all better now.
No,
you can have my insulin.
It's the lightning gremlin actually, because it shoots out of her, and then like
it's
smoke's
fucking cool.
coming off.
It's fucking cool, man.
It is.
And like the evil, quote unquote, like flies out of the cavern.
It goes into the rocks. They're like, that's over. Then it goes into its old body. They don't even realize
John
it.
Rice Davies is just like, oh yeah, maybe we should have thought about this before splitting the evil up. And I'm like, yeah, no shit.
After he injects it.
It's like they acted so fast. It's like the fucking engineers of Jurassic Park. He's like, oh, I
that
forgot.
was why I said Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, I forgot to take a picture of it. How stupid am I?
Oh yeah, no one will believe us. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll check the DNA.
We're gonna prove that this woman's 300 years old.
How? You have to make her take a piss test?
Yeah, and spoilers, Alyda's super hot. Super naked.
Like we implied already.
Yeah.
Definitely would.
And she takes a shine to Carter. To Carter, yeah.
She almost is on John
Father?
Rise, but he kind of pushes her away. He blows it entirely.
He's like, no, my dear, your father's dead, of course, but you're safe now. Everything's fine.
That's where I got my wires or tree branches crossed.
Yeah.
This is where they read out of the book because the tree branch won't move because she's kind of hexed to the tree.
Yeah, so they do an incantation and they're able to like pull her out.
He's like, my God, boy, it's working.
Isn't that some shit?
I didn't touch your nipple. I had to break this branch. I'm not a pervert.
Move your cute little bottom, would you?
Yeah, meanwhile, she's buck naked, just constantly hugging Carter. Doesn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah.
It's like, something's moving downstairs. I've never felt like this before.
So, does an old body good, I think. So that's pretty much the rest of the movie is they have to keep Alyda and the evil separate because the evil, spoilers, is its own entity now. It was even more grotesque than it was when it was inside of her. Now it's got giant wings and shit, which is kind of, you see a little bit in the first one, but now it's like full-fledged fucking goat demon.
Well, like you said, they have that symbiotic relationship. They're literally like the positive and negative sides of a magnet. They're gonna keep coming towards each other.
It's really cool, and I love that. And they can't exist without each other, which is kind of the crux of the story of this one. So John Rice Davies is like, get out of here! There's a demon monster down here. I'll deal with it.
Yeah, I'll clean up. I'm gonna take as long as possible because I have to die. I'm only here for a week.
Get her away from here. So. Well, the Unnamable fucking picks him up, throws him on the stone slab, and just punches a fucking hole through his heart.
Yeah, he tries to pull an alligator, but he's not as good as the guy in Alligator.
No, with the camera.
Yeah, one shot.
Yeah,
it's a good shot though of him hitting the pump or whatever to take the camera shot.
Oh, it's great, man. So now we're on the run from the Unnamable. It like
with
jumps,
a naked woman.
It like jumps on the car at one point. It reminds me of like Ernest Scared Stupid when it like flips off.
Yeah, and they like back up and it flies off. You're right.
It's cool.
It kills the cop, rips his throat out. Now it's like walking around outside.
Yeah. Now we're going full like no holds barred like monster movie. We're up in the body count times like fucking 10 in this movie. From the first one.
And then like they're driving away, and earlier like the other cop had like called for backup, and they finally show up, and they find like the cop with his throat ripped out. He's like, "Oh no, Joe! Oh shit!
Justice for Joe! Deputy Joe!
Oh well, just like Joe the plumber. Nobody ever got any justice for him.
Nobody gave a fuck about Joe the plumber.
But I love how they go back to the college, and Carter's just like, "All right, we gotta get this woman clothes. All right, fair." But all his roommates and friends are like, "Holy shit, a naked woman with Carter! Whoa, wowzers!" Like the eyes are popping out.
Breaking news. Because Carter doesn't partake.
Also, this is the part I had to rewind because I was like, "Woo! Did I just see what I thought I saw?"
Oh, the beaver running down the hallway there. Yeah,
I turned into Bimmy and Jimmy from Double Dragon for a minute. I was like, "Holy shit! That's in the. How did that make it through the censors?"
It was peeking, dude.
Dude, it wasn't peeking at all. They didn't put the hair behind the ass on that shot. They're like, "We're getting a little beaver on this one.
Oh.
It's going right to video. No one cares."
Oh, those lips are definitely swinging.
Maria Ford, by the way, was this actress's name.
Yeah, not the same actress from the first movie. No. Not Katrina Alexander. This is Maria Ford plays Alyda out of makeup.
Right, and she does a lot of similar stuff like this. I mean, her IMDb is filled with like kind of risky roles, a lot of nudity.
Yeah, but she's great. She's good. She's really good.
I just noticed that detail. It's impossible not to miss.
Could you? It's right in front of your face.
It's shoved in Randolph's face, and he doesn't want anything to do with it.
Not yet. Not until she starts speaking the ancient language.
Again, talk about John Rhys Davies blowing it at first sight. He blows it big time because he takes her into the room. Again, his mind is elsewhere. He knows this creature's coming to kill them all. He's actually got the right idea. But me being a little bit of a horn dog here, seeing this woman, she's like face down, ass up on this bed, waiting for him, like, Carter.
She's like rubbing her face on the fucking bed sheets. I'm like, well, she's like an animal because she's been fused with this demon since birth. She doesn't like to wear clothes and shit like that. She's got like she's
feral,
animalistic, feral kind of thing to her.
It kind of makes me also think of like a little bit like Fifth Element did something similar a few years later. But it's just funny, just Randolph and even Howard, who's trying to just put it out of mind. This naked woman being very sexually advanced towards them, or advancing towards them, and it's just a funny visual because I'd love to be like one of the people on set that day. Not to necessarily see that because it's probably awkward for the actress.
Well,
but
it's usually close up, but yeah.
But I'm just thinking like how they did that. A little sexier, more stuff on the bed, more cat-like, more ass in the air, more titties out.
Don't flash your bush this way.
Make sure you take the hair like this to make the areolas are on screen.
I think it's funny because Carter, again, he's so clinical.
Yeah,
he's like I don't have time for the fucking right now. We have to figure this out.
The one guy's girlfriend, Mary, comes in. She's like, oh yeah, I got some clothes. She doesn't want to wear them.
No.
Takes her nightgown off.
She starts fucking spitting and yelling and shit, and like clawing at her and stuff. So she wears a nightgown.
She wears Mary's nightgown.
The plan is to go to Dr. Hernandez's lab, get blood taken from her, analyze it to prove that she's 300 years old, and then find the rest of the missing Necronomicon pages to send the demon or the Unnamable back to wherever it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that would kind of be my priority and worry about the 300 years later. But yeah, I guess you kind of do want to confirm that. Because fucking John Rhys didn't take the picture.
No. Carter, she doesn't like clothes. She's like in the other room and like wrestling with her and shit.
That one guy, Jack, Mary's boyfriend's like, can I get your number? Like, no, Jack.
What the fuck, dude?
Him and Mary hang back and you get the POV shot of the like you were talking about when it jumps in the frame and it's walking up to the
feet.
School.
Oh my god, it's so cool. I think it's a little bit later when they go to the library.
Oh, okay.
But it does make its way to Miskatonic, and Carter and Howard and Alyda split.
And the Asian guy, I don't remember his fucking name, but the one Asian guy he's friends with.
Henry Wu,
it looked like him, actually.
Well, that's where he studied at Miskatonic, and then he made fucking genetic mutated dinosaurs.
Oh my god, there you go, MDU. Right,
yeah,
exactly.
It's the MDU.
But I kind of feel bad for Mary, Jack Lesso. He's kind of annoying. She's like, you're going to go your whole life without having any fun. Why didn't we go with them? And then the fucking monster kills him off screen.
Dude, literally walks into the door and like is like ripping his throat out on the floor. It's like holding him up.
Yeah.
And
that's a cool shot.
It's a really cool shot. And then it goes after Maria.
I was kind of hoping he was going to rip the head off.
Yeah.
But no, Mary's got a fucking lamp. She swings it, does nothing, and she's presumably killed off camera.
Yeah.
But
she's like splattered all over the fucking room later.
Meanwhile, there's like the two groups separating. Like, we got to wake up this one teacher. He won't answer his phone. He's kind of on the way. Carter, you take
Hernandez
her.
Is the doctor.
Yeah. You meet us at the clinic. Yeah. They get there. There's no one fucking there. They're like running around town. Where the fuck is everybody?
Then you got like this. This one's got a lot more going on. So like now, the cops have their own like side plot where they're like trying to get revenge for the Justice for Deputy Joe.
Right.
So they like come to the Miskatonic and they're like, "Where's Carter? Where's all these people?" And they go in and Shasa Jensen's there from Ghoulies 2 and I think Halloween 4 he's in. He's like, what the fuck's going on? Why is everybody yelling? It's 1 a.m. And then the monster comes out and grabs some other fucking guy, throws him out a window.
Daniel Baldwin.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Daniel Baldwin went in there and just dolphin dived out the fucking window.
Threw him out the fucking window.
Yeah, they find him
and
dead.
The cops come up and they're like, holy shit. So they find everybody dead and they're like, oh my God, we got to go get this killer on the loose.
Well, Carter, and again, What the fuck is this movie? Alyda.
Alyda.
They're at the clinic and they don't find anybody, but so they just go in the back. They're just going to figure this out on their own. Finally, not Hernandez, the other, maybe it is Hernandez because there's two teachers they're trying to get in contact with. He finally walks in. He's like, oh, hey, Carter. Oh, welcome, Mr. Hernandez.
Yeah.
And a reverse Kano through the back this time.
It's so good because he's like, Mr. Hernandez, we've been looking all over for you. He's like, what can I do you for? And then just a fucking hand explodes out of his chest.
That was pretty great.
Yeah.
They get the fuck out of there. And then the rest of the crew's like, all right, they're at the clinic. They meet them at the clinic, but they're gone already.
Yeah.
Now the cops are fucking interrogating them.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here? It's like, a little cat and mouse kind of situation.
Yeah, it's just kind of perpetuating the plot to go chase them, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool because like the coroner comes in, different guy from the beginning, and he's like, do you know how much force it takes to punch through something and pull it out? He's like, you can't just pull it out.
That was like, one of the other teachers they tried to get to help them, though.
No, he's a coroner.
Oh, it is? Okay,
Yeah.
my mistake.
And he's like, just like if you stab someone, you know how hard it is to pull it out and do it again? He's like, this is incredible. He's like, I gotta come with you. I gotta see what the fuck did this.
Right, yeah. And then the main cop, he's like, you
Go
come
ahead.
with me, you come with me,
Yeah.
you leave.
They all band together and they take Howard and they go to the library.
They just cut a couple characters out. They're like, all right, you're done with the movie. You stay here. You can live.
Three main cops, Howard, and they all go to the library because Howard's like, he's going to the library
To get the pages.
the rare book section.
Yeah, the few pages that are missing that they think that'll fix the whole situation.
Yeah. And this is really cool too because they get to the library and there's really cool stalk sequence between Alyda and Carter and the monster because it reminded me of Ghostbusters, right?
A little bit.
They call it the stacks, and it's like all these books.
Oh, yeah,
and
I thought the same.
They're walking through all the books, and it's just a really cool stalk sequence.
People get lost in there during the daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he
it's
finds
lit
Carter finds like a bottle of ammonia or something to like cover their scent.
Plot convenience, Joe.
I think it's ammonia because he says it stinks really bad. I thought it was booze, but I think it's ammonia. Anyway,
I mean, they've established this thing can take gunshots and survive,
Yeah.
so I don't know what ammonia is going to suddenly do.
well, throw the scent off so it can't smell where
okay.
Alyda's going.
Sure.
This thing ends up cornering them, and he fucking beans this thing in the face with the
yeah.
ammonia bottle. And the cops come in and they're going to chase after him in the stacks. So Carter and Alyda are able to go into. Sorry, there's a lot more to this one than the first one.
We're kind of skimming through a lot of it, honestly, even still.
They like climb into like the ventilation shaft and they make it to the rare book room.
Right.
And while that's happening,
All the cops get killed.
The cops get fucking murked because they're like in the stacks and the monster like pulls the sheriff through one of the stacks, like rips his guts out.
Oh, and he's like the feet are kicking and
Yeah,
everything.
it's
He's in
great.
Howard's lap.
It's so good.
The one female cop's like got a bee up her ass because it's her coworkers and friends that are getting killed. She's like, I'm gonna get this motherfucker. She's got the shotgun.
It opens up into this big like circular room.
Yeah.
And like Carter and Alyda are like up in the rare book room, and the Unnamable starts like climbing the fucking wall, and she comes in, she's like, motherfucker! She shoots it off the thing, and the creature opens its wings and like flies down.
Oh yeah, full wingspan.
And it's pretty cool, and then kills her. It's pretty cool.
The one cop barely survives because again he just gets knocked out, so the creature doesn't kill him, just like the first movie with Howard.
Yeah.
So the chief dies, and Howard gets up and he wakes this motherfucker up with the other shotgun, and they're now trying to save Carter and the chick from the monster.
Yeah.
But Carter's locked the fucking door, or it already is locked, I guess.
Well, Carter, the door's locked. The Unnamable breaks in through a window to attack Alyda and Carter. And the cop, Evil Ed and Howard, are like trying to shoot the door open. Dude, they shoot this thing with like the fucking handgun. They shoot it with a shotgun. They can't get the fucking door open.
I don't know how it didn't blow off with the fucking shotgun. Where are you aiming?
Was it closed with magic?
They should have at least said that.
I mean, or something. I was like, why isn't the door open?
Again, plot convenience. There's a few plot convenient things in this film that hurt it, but whatever.
So Carter is reciting he finds the pages, the missing pages of the Necronomicon, and he's reciting all this.
Oh, and this is what I was referring to earlier, where he needs helper.
It's great because she's like, he doesn't know the pronunciation correctly.
Even though he did in the first one.
Well, sort of.
All right.
She wasn't there to correct him.
Fair. Okay, you got me on that. Cat got my tongue. Cat lady. Yeah, anyway.
Cat Ghoulie got your tongue?
No, this woman, she's like a cat kind of.
Well,
like,
sort of. Yeah. Well, the Cat Ghoulie's probably like,
he definitely was checking out. He's another one that probably would have fucked that Unnamable. Him and
look at that.
him and Gnome could have fucking double teamed. One up the ass, one in the mouth.
My God.
Maybe, or, they're both pretty small. They probably get, double team.
The ghoulies are gangbanging the Unnamable.
With Gnome.
That's Norm.
Gnome.
Yeah.
I'm losing my train of thought for this disgusting thought.
He's hung like a fucking beast, man.
Anyway, she's translating as he's speaking. She doesn't totally understand it, but she knows it's like to defeat the demon.
Sort of, because he thinks it is. He's like, those are the missing pages I need. He's reciting something. I have no idea. He has no idea what it's going to do or what's going to happen.
He's just hoping it's going to work.
And it's cool because he's actually reciting stuff from Lovecraft stories.
Okay.
So like this is like relaying. They're speaking more, in the context of the story and the movie.
I love how
which is cool.
I agree. I love how it doesn't work though, and instead of like, I guess you're heated in the moment. Instead of just putting them away in your pocket, he just throws them at her.
Well, it's not working, and he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
But then she's like, "Oh, don't kill Carter. He's mine." And basically, the Unnamable and Alyda are like, we need to reunite to survive.
Right, they do the fusion dance.
So yeah, they're doing the fusion dance, and they're like coming in to to line up correctly to fuse again. And Carter like tackles her through the process.
Good effect.
It's awesome. And the Unnamable's like, fuck, I was doing the fusion thing. Now it's all fucked up.
It's actually more like Ghostbusters 2.
It's pretty cool.
Baby Oscar.
Oh, yeah.
With Vigo at the end. He's pissed.
Totally is, dude, with Janosch's face on him.
Except the baby doesn't die after this. Because right after that, this thing starts fucking dissipating into nothing, screaming and everything. It's like, okay, we saved her, right?
Well, from its wings, it like shoots this thing at her to try to absorb her again.
That's important, you're right.
Or fuse with her. So Carter like blocks it with a fucking chair, and this thing fuses with a wooden chair.
I kind of love the result.
It's awesome.
I just don't know how the fuck that makes any sense. Wood, sure. Even though wood actually hurts it in the first movie.
Well, or wood is organic. So I guess it's organic in terms of like fusing with it. Well, it could be a rock too. I think.
I don't know. It looks cool. The chair looks fucking creepy, but I was scratching my head on that one. I'm like, I guess the movie had to find out a way to end, but I don't know about that.
I kind of love it because like now it's like a monster chair with the skin in the face. This would go
like
great.
Evil Dead.
Yeah, this would go great with like the Ghoulies toilet, right?
Well, you just mentioned them, yeah.
There you go.
It fits right in.
Nice piece to put in the bathroom.
They take it home with them. The vagina or the mouth is right where you sit on it, so it's a constant like fuck session where you're taking a shit.
Oh my God.
Some sites will show you. It's like a Hellraiser situation.
Yeah, you can beast fuck that beast pussy. Yeah.
While you're shitting.
There you go.
I don't know why you would want to do that, but you can
if you want.
Yeah. Anyway, now they suddenly can break the door down, so they come in.
Well, this is really great too. Well, no, what happens is when it turns into the fucking chair, there's like a big light and like this huge like big wind explosion blows the doors open and everything. It's pretty cool. But poor Alyda, Carter's like, oh my God, we're finally safe. I love you. Let's get married.
Now we can finally have sex.
Now we can finally have sex. Oh, wait a second. You're rapidly aging.
Let me get a hold of your vagina before it disappears. Quick.
Let me hit it quick before you go full skeleton.
Trust me, I could do it in 10 seconds.
So she literally gets older.
I'm sorry. Imagine that. I thought he's fucking her while she's like getting older and older.
And
that would
she
be
just
so. What would that even feel like?
Becomes mummified.
It goes from like something nice and warm into like this sandpaper on your penis.
I don't know, man. You're fucking like a moldy mummy.
Takes the ashes and that's when he makes his flesh fly out of her ashes. She'll always be with me.
You can cut some skin off that chair and put a little heat in there.
Have more fun.
Running under some warm water. You got it going.
Again, make sure you're shitting at the same time. That's the idea.
Well, it is the masturbatory chair, so maybe.
Okay, yeah. But anyway,
you set the lure. I'm just going with it.
Yeah, that's true. On that one, I absolutely did set it.
Yeah.
But in this instance, she kind of, with some clever camera tricks, they're really just cutting back and forth, but I kind of love it. She's getting, older and older as they cut back.
It's cool. I really like it. And the monster is like saying her name too.
Yes.
We didn't mention that before, but it's like Alyda. It's really creepy.
Yeah, they do make a point to be like, wait, did it just say, wait?
She's like, I am she and she is me.
Well, she says that in the ancient tongue, and then he translates it to Howard.
Yeah, and the next time we see her, she's a fucking skeleton.
Oh yeah.
The last time we see her, and they're like, shit.
And then she goes, chocolate, chocolate. I always hated it. That's what I thought of SpongeBob. But that's the end of that. But yeah, she's fucking dead. And again, John Rhys Davies just at the bottom of that fucking
never to be seen
the
again.
tunnel. No one even mentions it. Like we go to the last scene and Howard is like talking to Carter in front of like a fireplace.
He's like, Howard comes in. He's like, "How you doing, Carter? What is that?" He's like, "Well, this is my statement." The Statement of Randolph Carter.
But the pen I wrote it with was made out of the spinal column of that woman we tried to save.
The Kandarian demon dagger.
Yeah, I'm gonna write the next pages of the Necronomicon with this, just like the Mad Arab.
So it's
doesn't
funny.
say any of that, but I can picture it happening.
It's funny because the Unnamable chair fusion's like all busted up, and he's like throwing it into the fireplace.
God, that smells so bad.
Oh, dude, it stinks, right?
It's like those fucking wild weasels.
It's like burning hair. You know?
Oh yeah, like Return of the Living Dead, like
skin. Oh, rabid weasels.
Rabbit. What is that? That must have smelled horrible.
Oh, it smells
arms
so
and
bad.
shit.
Yeah, like a zoo
Same
on fire.
thing.
Yeah.
Wood and flesh and whatever else is burning in there. Ugh. Howard, no reaction.
No.
They kind of fucked up there, but they're trying to end the movie again. Like, what are you going to spend a minute? Oh man, that smell, Carter. Oh god.
That's how it ends. He's just this is my statement. I'm going to tell the cops everything's going to be fine. We're all good here. Everything's good. I'm going to just keep reading from that book and doing some studying on it.
I'm definitely not going to end up in a straitjacket when I try to tell them that I didn't make any of this up.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to end up in fucking Arkham Asylum.
Oh, right, yeah. And they start experimenting on my brain, give me a lobotomy because I know too much.
Yeah, or fucking Charles Dexter Ward's going to get him or something. Who knows?
Something, yeah.
So yeah, man, that's the Unnamable II, the Statement of Randolph Carter. Where are we putting that one?
Man, I really wanted to like this one, Joe.
Oh, come on.
It's a dumpster for me, man.
Really?
There was a lot of moments that I liked, and as much as I'm joking about this woman's ass, that's just funny to me. A little added detail. Yeah. I don't know. It is certainly memorable. A lot of it because of that. Because the monster's already memorable from the first one. Yeah. You know, Freddy can only be memorable so many times before it's like, oh, there's Freddy again.
Oh, well, yeah.
I still love him, but it's Freddy for the 8th time. This was only the 2nd time, but I was like already kind of good. I just wish it was less of the chase, the constant chase. Not that can't work. It works a lot in a lot of horror movies, but for me, it was getting kind of repetitive towards the end there. Because I really like the end sequence. I like everything kind of up until John Ravies. I can't even get this man's name right at all. John Rhys Davies. Dr. Warren, Professor Warren. Gimli, yeah. Sala. The man himself. He's also in a million other movies. But once he dies and it kind of turns into that chase film, that's where it kind of lost me.
Okay.
Would revisit this one. Could change my mind on it. Because, again, there's a lot of those cool scenes. Maybe one day we'll get that widescreen. Maybe not. But that's what I'd be out looking for. In the meantime, I'll stick to Unnamable 1 and just pretend there's no sequel. Unless I want to get my rocks off to a movie from 92 when I could just go on the internet and find better stuff.
Some Alyda butt. There you go.
Yeah, Maria Ford. Yes, indeedy. Wish I liked it more, but this is pretty much this and Dunwich Horror were the only two that didn't really click for me in this little experiment.
Interesting.
So that's a pretty good ratio there, I think.
Yeah, this is on the shelf for me too, man. They go together like peanut butter and jelly. I think they're a great set of movies. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes sequels don't always work out the way you want them to. Sometimes they exceed your expectations, i.e. Critters 2, or Evil Dead 2, or Gremlins 2. Tremors 2, you know? And I think this is no exception. I really love the second movie. I love the first movie for different reasons than I love the second one.
I could see that.
Okay?
Because they are very different.
I can see people watching this episode going to find these movies and liking the second one better because of what it is.
Not to always go back to the rating barometers like Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb, but like Letterboxd, the second one's actually, rated higher than the first one. It's a couple points, not by much, but it is.
But it's also a different kind of movie.
Yeah.
Again, we told you in the first one, it's much more atmospheric and kind of slow burny type deal. It's more methodical, whereas Unnamable 2 is like kind of balls to the walls creature feature deal where there is a lot
sequences.
There is a lot of running around, there's a lot more deaths in it, there's a lot more cliched by the book kind of monster stuff in it.
Maybe that's also why I'm not as hot on it.
I think it works though for me, and the way that they were able to translate this short story, like HP's short story, into a feature length, and then continue it into the second movie and adapt another short story from HP is fucking cool to me. So you really get a big cohesive piece with both of these films together and adaptations of Lovecraft's work. So while they might not be the best, they're actually kind of the most faithful, I think, in regards to a lot of other H.P. Lovecraft movies, you know? And they're a fun time. I would highly suggest pairing these up and going through them and checking them out for sure. Again, I'm a lot more attached to the second movie because I kind of grew up with that one. It's kind of got like a coziness to it. It's that USA, 3 p.m. movie deal for me.
I still would be really curious how the fuck they censored this. This is Life Force. I don't know why I always jump to Life Force. That's another one with a naked woman for most of the movie.
You know what? I don't know, and I can't really recall even being like, what was cut out on TV?
Yeah.
I mean, they showed a decent amount. I don't think they had to cut out the butt,
Maybe zoomed in a little, couple seconds here or there.
It could have been. I don't know. Maybe I can find a TV cut somewhere.
If that beaver made it on TV, holy shit,
it's
that's
only for like
else.
a second.
That's more than a second, but not long.
The hallway shot, right?
You can rewind and, and play, rewind,
Maybe the ass in the air. I don't know if that was totally there.
That wasn't shot from behind,
that was definitely a pan and scan, right? Let's just focus on the head.
What do you want me to do, Maria's asking? Have you ever seen porn? Have you seen porn, Maria? Do that.
Well, you're like a cat, right? So what do the cats do when they're in heat? Oh, they stick their ass in the air. Go ahead. Go for it.
No, I mean, that's literally what they were going for.
Sure.
It's just sexual deviance. That's where the brain goes.
I'm into it. Thank you, Maria, for your patronage. Really good Lovecraft adaptations, film adaptations, in my opinion. I think they're a little unsung, and I think people kind of put them to the wayside. I've seen a lot of people have like negative thoughts about the first one. I didn't see too much about the second one, even though it is rated higher.
Sure,
than this one.
yeah.
I don't know what's not to like. I mean, it's kind of like, for the most part, it's standard creature feature fare. But I mean, if you're into those kind of things, you're going to love these movies.
Well, I mean, we kind of already said what works and what doesn't. It's obviously a little subjective.
Well, of course, it's subjective.
It's a movie,
but
it's art.
And as far as being faithful to the stories and like including Cthulhu and like the Relayan and all of that stuff and kind of paying homage to those things, it's present in both films. Like,
oh yeah,
hardcore. And I think that's
they're
why
wearing it on the sleeves.
That's why I really appreciate them so much, is because I feel like they're some of the only ones to really go into that and do that way, that way, So yeah, man, they fucking rule.
And as we close the book on the Necronomicon, at least for this summer, if you want some more Movie Dumpster content, you can always head over to patreon.com/moviedumpster, where we got all kinds of stuff like commentary tracks, live watch-alongs where we watch a movie with you guys, the Dumpster Dwellers, mini-sodes, behind-the-scenes images, stuff in that vein. We have it over on patreon.com/moviedumpster, or if you want to do it here on YouTube, we have the YouTube membership program also. You don't get those physical items like the t-shirts or the glow-in-the-dark pins like you do on Patreon, but you get all the other content that is available, so you can pick or choose.
Yeah, and before you get out of here, do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. And please, if you're listening on your favorite podcast app, do us a favor and leave us that 5-star review. It really, really helps the show more than anything, more than you buying stuff from the store or signing up for Patreon. Share the video. Like the video, subscribe, and please leave that 5-star review on your favorite podcast app, because it really does help the show more than anything else.
And if you want to keep up with the Dumpster Dudes, you can always follow us on social media at Movie Dumpster, or head over to our website, moviedumpsterpodcast.com, where we've got our calendar of upcoming events, our latest episodes, and our store if you want to get yourself one of those beach towels for the summer season. Summer Lovecraft might be over, but the summer's still kicking, plus t-shirts and a bunch of other cool merch. Check it out over at moviedumpsterpodcast.com. And this is what we got coming up.
On August 15th and 16th, we are going to be guests for the very first time at any convention, and that's going to be at the Sci-Fi Horror Fest in Vernon, New York. There's a bunch of great guests, including Bill Moseley, Caroline Williams, Tyler Main, William Forsythe, and Cecil Trachtenberg from Good Bad Flicks. So if you're in the New York area, definitely come hang out for that. But also, on the same weekend, our street team is going to be set up at Monster Mania in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. So if you're going to Monster Mania, we still will have a table there. We hope to see you in New York, and if we don't, we'll see you in New Jersey.
Again, moviedumpsterpodcast.com. We'll see you out there.
So that's it. That's The Unnamable from 1988 and The Unnamable II, The Statement of Randolph Carter from 1992. Directed by Jean-Paul Ouellette. I'm Joe Lascola.
And I'm Sean O'Rourke.
Thanks for visiting the dumpster.